Chapter 979. I won't go back on my words. They came out of the beef noodle shop together, and the waiters and customers all saw them. Xiao Xiao's car was parked in front of the noodle shop as well, and there were 24-hour surveillance cameras here. If something really happened to her and her daughter, the police would be able to find them easily. With that thought, Mrs. Chen felt a lot more at ease. She felt that Lin Yi and Xiao Xiao weren't bad people. Although they helped him twice, it was impossible for it to be premeditated. Even if the man who picked up the trouble was found by them to target his mother and daughter, how could they know that he would faint later? After getting in the car, Lin Yi dispelled Mrs. Chen's suspicions with just one sentence. "There's a pharmacy up ahead. Xiao Xiao, stop for a bit. I'll go get some medicine." Lin Yi said to Xiao Xiao. "Okay." Xiao Xiao was looking forward to curing Qin, she's mother as well. So when Lin Yi said that, she agreed without thinking and stopped the car in front of the pharmacy. "I'll go buy medicine with you." "Qin," she said quickly when she saw Lin Yi get out of the car. How could she let Lin Yi spend money to buy medicine? She was already very grateful that he was treating her mother, so she planned to spend the money herself. "No need. You don't have enough money," Lin Yi said faintly. "If you want to pay me back, you can do it later." Since Lin Yi had decided to help, he would help her to the end. Qin, she didn't have enough money to buy medicine, but if she insisted on paying him back in the future, Lin Yi wouldn't reject her. But Lin Yi's words made Qin she misunderstand. She heard Lin Yi's words and thought that Lin Yi wanted her to pay him back in other ways, so she blushed again. She didn't insist on getting out of the car, but said firmly, "Okay, I'll pay you back slowly." Huh. Lin Yi didn't think that Qin she would think so much. Without much thought, he got out of the car. He didn't let Qin she get off the car with him. First, Qin she didn't have enough money, and second, Lin Yi didn't want the formula to be leaked. He didn't have enough trust in a stranger like Qin Shi. Although the prescription would change according to each person, if Lin Yi's prescription fell into the hands of a medical expert, it would be a valuable asset. Lin Yi did not have the habit of giving benefits to others for free. When Lin Yi entered the pharmacy, he didn't need to write down a prescription. He directly bought some medicinal ingredients and then used the pharmacy's equipment to grind all the medicinal ingredients into powder. Then he divided them into several small packages and packed them. The reason why he chose this kind of small private pharmacy was that the boss and the waiters here were the same. They didn't keep a record of the medicine they sold and directly gave it to Lin Yi. This kind of private pharmacy usually checked the inventory manually every once in a while and then replenished the stock. There was no sales software. Soon, Lin Yi came out of the pharmacy and returned to the car. He handed a bag of Chinese medicine to Qin Shi and said, "1 bag in the morning, afternoon, and evening. Take it with boiled water. In the first few days, it will be accompanied by strong diarrhea. After that, the symptoms will gradually reduce. At first, the feces will be black and smelly. Later, the color will become lighter and closer to normal. When it is completely normal, you can stop the medicine and then immediately contact me for the next course of treatment. These medicine bags can only be more." Lin Yi quickly explained the method of taking the medicine and the possible symptoms to Qin Shi and Mother Qin. "Okay." Qin, she carefully remembered every word that Lin Yi said, for fear of missing something. After she understood, she quickly nodded and said, "I'll remember it." "Where is your house?" "I'll send you back. I still have things to do." Lin Yi said and didn't say anything else. "It's in front, that neighborhood." Qin, she pointed to a neighborhood that looked very old not far away. Xiao Xiao turned the car and drove into the district. This was probably a family compound of some company or unit. The height of the buildings were different and the specifications were different. Evidently, they were built at different times. This kind of situation was completely different from those districts that were built with a unified plan. "Which building?" Xiao Xiao asked. "It's the one in front." Chen, she pointed at a red brick building that looked the most broken. It's there, Unit 3, Room 402. We won't go up. When the symptoms disappear, or when your mom faints again, call me. Lin, he didn't have any intention of going up as a guest. He just gave she a phone number. Okay, thank you, Miracle Dr. Bro. She quickly remembered Lin Yi's number. She had a complicated feeling in her heart. Lin Yi didn't make any unreasonable demands on her. She let out a sigh of relief. It seemed like he wanted to wait until her mom was completely cured before he wanted her. But if he did that, would he be afraid that she would regret it later and not treat her mom with care? With that thought, she waited for her mom to get out of the car. Then, she leaned down and whispered to Lin Yi, who was about to get into the car, I won't regret the conditions from before. Lin Yi paused. He understood what she was talking about. He wanted to explain, but she stood up straight and stood next to her mom. Lin Yi didn't say anything else. He just shook his head. Sir, thank you. Mother Chen looked at Lin Yi gratefully. She had 1,000 words in her heart, but she couldn't express them at that moment. After she got sick, she went to many hospitals. Most of the doctors told her honestly that with her financial situation, she should give up treatment. If she wanted treatment, it would cost a lot of money. But Lin Yi treated her for free. He even said that he could cure her. This made Mother Chen happy, but at the same time, her heart was filled with deep regret. Before, she was still on guard, afraid that Lin Yi had ulterior motives. But when he came here, he didn't even go upstairs. What was he planning? Lin Yi glanced at Mother Chen, but didn't say anything. He only said to Xiao, let's go. Oh, okay. Xiao didn't think that after helping she and her mother, Lin Yi's attitude was still so cold. She couldn't help but feel bored. Chapter 980. Chapter 978. Miracle Doctor. He's thanking you, so why aren't you listening? Aren't you doing a good deed for nothing? Xiao couldn't help but ask. They have nothing to do with me in the first place. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have helped them, Lin Yi said faintly. Ah, then you're just going to do nothing? Xiao paused after hearing Lin Yi's words. Do you even have a kind heart? It's not that I'm not doing nothing. It's that I can't deal with it. Lin Yi shrugged. Can Tuo cure an entire generation of people? I have my own things to do, so I don't have to do anything else. But there was one thing that Lin Yi didn't say out loud. That is, what is kindness? Did assassins and mercenaries have a kind heart? In many situations, their employers were different, and so they looked at things from different angles. It was hard to tell who was right and who was wrong when two forces were at odds. Just like in North Africa, many of Lin Yi's enemies were working for their employers. How could they tell who was right and who was wrong? How could there be a kind heart in that place? Kindness to the enemy was cruelty to oneself. But after returning to the bustling city, Lin Yi had to admit that he had really changed. His sense of good and evil had become more and more obvious. He was becoming more and more like a normal person. Lin Yi didn't know if this was good or bad, but what happened today might just be the beginning. Lin Yi said that he didn't care, but Lin Yi had decided to do it all the way in his heart. It was hard to explain the changes in one's mentality sometimes. Oh, Xiao was a little disappointed at Lin Yi's words, but she was also a little happy. Did Lin Yi help her today? Did that mean that she had a place in his heart now? Did her hard work bear fruit? Was this a sign that Lin Yi had fallen in love with her? I helped you today, so we don't owe each other anything. I hope you won't threaten me with the photos in the future. Xiao's happiness didn't last long before Lin Yi poured a bucket of cold water on her. Xiao's happiness disappeared in an instant. Fine. What's the big deal? Xiao hung pissed off. You're just scared that I'll show it to Tang Yin, right? I won't let her see it. Seeing Lin Yi and Xiao's car leave, Mrs. Chen was a little surprised. She could tell that Lin Yi helped her, but his attitude was a little cold. She didn't understand. Lin, he was doing a good deed. But why didn't he have the attitude of a good deed? Chun, she shook her head, temporarily getting rid of those unrealistic thoughts, and then changed to a smiling face to her mother. Mom, we met a good person and also a miracle doctor. Brother Miracle Doctor said, he can cure your illness. You can finally recover. I hope so. Mrs. Chin didn't expect her illness to be cured. She was older, and she had more experience than Chen Shi. Naturally, she knew what her illness was. Even the private doctors of that man's house wouldn't be able to cure cancer, let alone normal doctors, right? She and her daughter, on the other hand, met a random person who could cure their cancer. Their mother and daughter's luck aside, this person's medical skills were too amazing. How could they meet someone like this so easily? However, Mother Chin also knew that she didn't have long to live. Seeing that her daughter was so happy, she had no choice but to try. This medicine couldn't cure her illness. No matter how bad it was, she would just die from eating it. She was going to die anyway, so why not give it a try? She could give her daughter hope and make her happy. Chin, she held her mother's hand and went upstairs happily. They bumped into Grandpa Zhu, who was picking up trash from next door. Grandpa Zhu, are you going to the beach tonight? Chun, she smiled and greeted Grandpa Zhu. Grandpa Zhu was a lonely old man who lived next door to Chin Shi and her daughter. During the day, he collected trash to make a living, and at night he would go to some seaside beaches and other bustling areas to collect some drink bottles and waste paper shells. Since Chin Shi's mother got sick, Grandpa Zhu took Chin Shi to collect trash, and he didn't want any of the things he picked up just to help Chin Shi. Chin Shi was very grateful, and she once proposed to give half of the money from selling the trash to Grandpa Zhu. But Grandpa Zhu said that he lived alone, and the money he earned from collecting trash every day was enough for his living expenses. The extra money was useless, and Mother Chen's medical treatment was more important. Grandpa Zhu even took out his savings over the years and gave it to Chen Shi to take her mother to see a doctor. Chen Shi and her daughter and Grandpa Zhu were old neighbors. More than 10 years ago, Grandpa Zhu moved next door when Mother Chin moved in for half a year. They lived together for more than 10 years, and Grandpa Zhu also took good care of Chin Shi and her daughter. Go, Xiao Shi, come find me after school. Let's go together. Grandpa Zhu's face showed a kind smile. The wrinkles were piled together, and the eyes looking at Chin Shi were full of love. Okay. Chin Shi nodded. She was very happy today. Her mother's illness was finally cured. However, although her mother's illness was cured, she still had to continue to go to the beach to collect drink bottles, because her mother's illness would take a long time to recover, and the family's living expenses would fall on her. Xiao Chin, you look good today. Grandpa Zhu looked at Mother Chin and was stunned. Then he said with a smile, is that so? Mother Chin didn't expect her complexion to change. Grandpa Zhu, my mother's illness will be cured soon. Chin, she said happily. What, cured? Grandpa Zhu's face changed slightly. Then he said without leaving a trace, cancer can be cured? Xiao Shi, don't be fooled by those wandering doctors, right? These people can't be trusted. They said it can be cured. They just want to cheat money. He doesn't want money. Chin, she thought of Lin Yi, and her heart couldn't help but warm up. My mother and I met a miracle doctor brother today. He treated my mother for free. Miracle doctor? Grandpa Zhu frowned. What miracle doctor? Anyway, he's not a scammer. Grandpa Zhu, you don't have to worry. You go ahead, I'll tell you tonight. Chen, she said with a smile. Okay, then I'll go collect the trash first. I haven't opened for business yet. Grandpa Zhu nodded. You tell me tonight, don't be cheated. And okay. Chin, she also wanted to share her happiness with Grandpa Zhu. Chapter 981. My dad wants to see you again, right, Lin Yi? My dad. He's coming back to Songshan with me. Xiao Xiao said, finding it hard to talk about it. She used to use the excuse that her dad wanted to see Lin Yi, and it was natural for her to say it. But now that her dad really wanted to see Lin Yi, she felt a little nervous. He wouldn't be looking for me again, would he? Lin Yi remembered that Tianlong wanted to see him, and Lin Yi didn't suspect that Xiao Xiao was lying. After all, Lin Yi knew Tianlong, and from Lin Yi's perspective, Tianlong would definitely come looking for him if he knew about his relationship with his daughter. Plus, they knew each other before. But Lin Yi heard from Xiao Xiao that Tianlong had something to do at work, and so Lin Yi didn't wait any longer. He knew the nature of Tianlong's work, and it could be a day, 10 days, half a month, or even a year and a half. Lin Yi didn't have the time to wait. Plus, the miss was in trouble. Yeah, I'll be looking for you again. Xiao Xiao nodded, but didn't see any special expression on Lin Yi's face. She was a little confused. Hey, why aren't you scared at all? My dad knows about our relationship. Oh, Lin Yi replied faintly. What do we have to do with each other? I've shown him the picture. What do you think our relationship is? Xiao Xiao asked back. Huh. Lin Yi only smiled, not saying much. He believed that Tianlong knew Xiao Xiao's personality, and so some things could be easily explained by Lin Yi. After all, he'd worked with Tianlong before, and Tianlong knew him. If there really was something going on with Xiao Xiao, he wouldn't deny it. Can't you be a little nervous? Xiao Xiao felt a sense of defeat. Other boyfriends would be nervous when meeting the girl's parents for the first time. But Lin Yi didn't care at all. This meant that he didn't care about her at all. Xiao Xiao was a little depressed. She waved her fist. Love had not succeeded yet, and she still needed to work hard. She didn't believe that with her beauty, Lin Yi wouldn't take the bait. No matter how cunning a fox is, it can't escape from a hunter who has been pestering it 24/7. When will we meet? Lin Yi asked. I don't know. If you agree, I'll call my dad. He'll contact you. Xiao Xiao said. Okay, then ask him to set a time. I will pay him a visit. Lin Yi nodded. Xiao Xiao's return didn't cause too much of a commotion. She was a 12th grader, and it was normal for people to come and go. Some of the boarding students returned to their original schools, and some of the repeaters came here to study. Some of the hopeless students had already found their own way out, and some of the rich kids didn't need to worry about their future at all. They skipped classes to pass the time, and Zhou Ruoming was one of them. Lin Yi separated with Xiao Xiao after returning to school. He went to find Tang Yin. Xiao Xiao wanted to talk more with Lin Yi, but she couldn't help but feel a little depressed. She sat in the classroom, bored to death, reading books. She didn't even know if she could make it to college, so she didn't have much interest in studying. Even if she couldn't make it to college, with her father's connections, it wouldn't be a problem for her to go there. Lil sis Xiao Xiao, you're back? Why did you disappear a while ago? Pin Liang saw that Xiao Xiao was back, so he sat next to her on Lin Yi's seat. Oh, I went out for a bit. Xiao Xiao looked at Pin Liang. Right, while I was away, did you guys deal with Lin Yi? Deal with Lin Yi. Pin Liang's face changed. Lil sis Xiao Xiao, actually I came here to ask you to give up. Let's not target Lin Yi anymore. House Yu and Xiao family's deaths and idiocy had completely touched Pin Liang's nerves. Before he had enough strength, he wouldn't do anything to Lin Yi anymore. As for Xiao Xiao, who used to be on his side, naturally he didn't want her to mess with Lin Yi anymore. If Xiao Xiao messed with Lin Yi, and Lin Yi thought that Pin Liang and Xiao Xiao were on the same side, then he'd be in trouble. So, in order to avoid being dragged into this, he decided to talk to Xiao Xiao and tell her not to do anything to Lin Yi anymore. Pin Liang felt that with Xiao Xiao's strength, there was no way she could do anything to Lin Yi. Oh, Xiao Xiao paused. What's wrong? Didn't you hate him so much before? Man, don't mention it. Pin Liang shook his head. Lil sis Xiao Xiao, I'm only telling you because we used to be good friends. Did you know? Yanjing's House Yu and Xiao family both went to cause trouble for Lin Yi. These two are noble houses. Have you heard of them? House Yu, Xiao family. How could Xiao Xiao not have heard of them? She'd attended House Yu's auction before, and even ate with Lin Yi and the Xiao family. Naturally, Xiao Xiao knew about these two noble houses. They went to cause trouble for Lin Yi? Yeah, they're all mystic class masters from the noble houses. They went to cause trouble for Lin Yi, and guess what happened? Pin Liang was a little depressed as he said that. The difference in strength between him and Lin Yi was too big. Thank goodness he didn't push Lin Yi too far, or he wouldn't live to see the day Zhang Naipeo left the mountain. How was it? Xiao Xiao's heart tightened for no reason. Why was she worried about Lin Yi? Wasn't she the one who wanted revenge the most? Now that there were two big houses helping her get revenge on Lin Yi, how could she not be happy? No, the one Lin Yi offended was her. And if he wanted revenge, she had to do it herself. No one else could. Xiao Xiao gave herself a reason. One of House Yu's dead, and the Xiao family's in a vegetative state. Pin Liang sighed. Lil Sis Xiao Xiao were no match for them, so let's not do anything rash. Lin Yi killed one of House Yu's, and the Xiao family's turned into an idiot? And he's fine? Xiao Xiao's eyes widened as she looked at Pin Liang in disbelief. Chapter 982. What are you looking at? But Xiao Xiao didn't know. She knew what noble houses like House Yu and Xiao family signified. They were very powerful forces. How did Lin Yi mess with them? Plus, Lin Yi managed to kill one of them and injure the other? Nope. House Yu and Xiao family both stopped at the same time. Maybe they're scared of him? Pin Liang's information was limited. He knew that those forces were very powerful, but he didn't know why House Yu and Xiao family didn't do anything after that. Oh, Xiao Xiao nodded. She decided that she would ask her father if he knew anything about this when she got home. That's why. Lil Sis Xiao Xiao, let's not mess with Lin Yi. I'm doing this for your own good, Pin Liang said. All right, I got it. I won't mess with him. Xiao Xiao didn't really care. She did mess with him, so what if he killed her? He couldn't do anything about it. He still had to protect her when she was in danger? It seemed like Lin Yi didn't see her as an enemy. Her hard work paid off. All right, you keep it in mind then. Pin Liang saw that Xiao Xiao wasn't paying attention, so he didn't say anything else. He'd warned her already, and he'd drawn a line between them. If Lin Yi really did take it out on him, he'd have something to say. After all, Pin Liang had already recorded it with his phone. That would prove his innocence. One had to admit that Pin Liang was getting smarter and more cunning. Lin Yi texted Tang Yin, telling her to meet under the shade of a tree in the school field. Lin Yi waited there quietly. Tang Yin wasn't there yet when Lin Yi's phone rang. Hello. It was an unknown number, but Lin Yi could roughly guess who it was. Other than Xiao Xiao's father, it couldn't be anyone else. Hello, is this Lin Yi? I'm Feng Tianlong. Lin Yi's guess was right. It was Feng Tianlong. Uncle. Feng, hello. Lin Yi didn't know how to address Tianlong. Should he treat him as an equal or as a junior? In the past, when they were in a team, Tianlong was the captain and Lin Yi was the vice captain. They were on equal footing, but now Lin Yi thought of Xiao Xiao. Tianlong wasn't an idiot. Seeing Lin Yi's hesitation, he understood what he was thinking. He couldn't help but smile. You're my daughter's classmate, so calling me uncle isn't a bad thing, is it? Haha, of course. Lin Yi smiled. Lin Yi, Tianlong smiled. Yes, I do. Do you have time, Lin Yi? Tianlong joked. So your name is Lin Yi. I'm not used to it. I used to call you Eagle. Business or private? Lin Yi was slightly taken aback. Tianlong bringing up the past made Lin Yi a little confused as to why Tianlong was looking for him. Private, Tianlong said with certainty. If it's business, I'm afraid it's not me contacting you. It's Director Xia himself. It's about Xiao Xiao? Lin Yi couldn't help but smile bitterly. It seemed that Tianlong was really looking for him because of Xiao Xiao. Did he really think that he had that kind of relationship with Xiao Xiao? That's right, Tianlong said. It's about Xiao Xiao. Uncle Feng, there's something I need to explain. Xiao Xiao and I aren't in the kind of relationship you think. He felt that he needed to make it clear first. Otherwise, it might cause a bigger misunderstanding. What's the relationship? Feng, Tianlong smiled. Let me finish first. All right, go ahead, Uncle Feng. He nodded. Linny, I'm looking for you because of Xiao Xiao. As for your relationship with her, I know it like the back of my hand. Did you forget what I do? Tianlong said. Huh, I forgot. He laughed at himself. It's only been 2 months since I left that life, and I'm not used to it anymore. Tianlong had a large number of spies under him. It wasn't hard for him to know what was going on in the school. As for his relationship with Xiao Xiao, he didn't need to explain anything at all. Tianlong knew it all too well. Do you have time? Let's meet up? Tianlong asked. Now, he didn't have a problem, but Tang Yin was coming soon. It seemed like he had to stand her up again. Now, I'm staying at Pingzhan Business Hotel, room 1209. You can come find me directly, Tianlong said. Can you bring your girlfriend with you? Bring my girlfriend. Linny paused. He didn't understand Tianlong's intentions. Her name is Tang Yin, right? I want to meet her too, Tianlong said. I have something to tell her. Okay. He didn't understand why Tianlong was looking for Tang Yin, but he trusted Tianlong, so he agreed. There was no other reason. Tianlong was Lin Yi's comrade in the past. He was someone he could trust his back. So, Lin Yi believed that Tianlong wouldn't harm him, and he must have his own reasons for asking Tang Yin to come with him. Then I'll wait for you. It's been a long time since we last met in Yanjing, but we didn't have time to catch up. I really miss you. You actually appeared in Songshan's first school. I'm really curious about what you've been through. Feng Tianlong laughed as he reminisced about the past. That's all in the past. Tang Yin doesn't know about my past, Linny said. Oh, I understand. Then I won't mention those things. Tianlong paused and immediately said. When he hung up the phone, he saw Tang Yin running towards him. He realized that the little bunny in front of Tang Yin's chest was getting bigger. Her school uniform was a size too small. Did you wait long? With the teacher here, I can't skip class. I only came out after class, Tang Yin said apologetically as she fixed her hair that had fallen down from running. I just got here too. I got a phone call and you're here. Lin Yi's eyes were on Tang Yin's chest. He wanted to touch it. Chapter 983. You've misunderstood. Your uniform seems to have become smaller? Linny said. Is that so? Tang Yin was embarrassed that Lin Yi saw the change in her body, but she was secretly happy. Was it effective? Was the uniform a bit too small? Even the bra was smaller? I can't use all the ones I bought before. What a waste. Tang Yin was reluctant. However, she couldn't tell this to Lin Yi. She pretended not to know. Maybe it's because I washed it too much and it shrunk. Oh, I thought you got bigger. Lin Yi looked at Tang Yin mischievously. How would I know? Tang Yin would rather die than admit that she was enlarging her breasts, not to mention that it was because of Yushu's provocation. It was too embarrassing. Tang Yin was a shy girl. How could she do it to please a guy? She would die if she said it. Did it really get bigger? Linny said, I don't know anything. Tang Yin covered her ears. Her face was burning. How did he see through it? Did he always pay attention to this part of her body? But it's not bad. Linny encouraged. It should feel good. What are you thinking? Tang Yin glared at Lin Yi. You're talking nonsense. What if someone hears you? Let's go. Right? Do you have time now? Lin Yi didn't forget that he had an appointment with Feng Tianlong. Now, what do you want to do? Tang Yun asked. Come with me to Pingzhan Business Hotel, Lin Yi said. Huh. Tang Yun froze for a second, then her face blushed. Lin Yi suddenly brought her to a business hotel. What did he want to do? It wasn't Tang Yun's fault. Lin Yi stared at her chest for a long time. Tang Yun thought that Lin Yi wanted to get a room with her. The two had finished their meal, and it wasn't time to eat. Why would they go to a business hotel? Tang Yun also knew that business hotels not only provided meals, but also accommodations. If they went now, it would be, are we advancing a little too fast? Tang Yun said carefully. She was afraid that her rejection would make Lin Yi unhappy. However, Tang Yun felt that it was a little sudden, and she wasn't prepared for it. Although she had completely accepted Lin Yi and knew that it was only a matter of time, she could only accept it after she went to university. Even if it was just the beginning of her first year, she was still in 12th grade, it was still too early. What's too fast? Lin Yi didn't understand what Tang Yun meant. What does going to Pingzhan Business Hotel have to do with rapid development? Hearing Lin Yi's words, the nervous Tang Yun thought that Lin Yi was asking a rhetorical question. Was he angry? And so, Tang Yun gritted her teeth and made a big decision. Then today it is. I don't think I'm in my safe period. Huh. Lin Yi heard Tang Yun's words, and he almost bit his tongue. He finally understood what Tang Yun meant. Tang Yun misunderstood. Lin Yi didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Tang Yun thought that he was bringing her to a hotel to get a room. What's wrong? Tang Yun was shocked by Lin Yi's scream and looked at Lin Yi confusedly. Yun, you misunderstood. I want to meet someone at Pingzhan Business Hotel, and I want to bring you along. Are you free? Lin Yi looked at the cute Tang Yun, and his heart moved. Tang Yun's suggestion was very tempting, but Lin Yi was a person with strong self-control. He wouldn't force Tang Yun to do anything. Letting nature take its course was the best. When it came to love, Lin Yi paid more attention to the fusion of the heart and soul. Once the two's hearts were tightly connected, everything else would come naturally to them. I see. Tang Yun's face reddened even more, and she was even more embarrassed. She misunderstood? She actually misunderstood? Lin Yi, you bastard. Why didn't you say it clearly? Did you want me to embarrass myself? Tang Yun was so embarrassed that she wanted to find a hole to hide in. Haha, your thoughts are more complicated than mine, Lin Yi smiled. You bastard, I'll bite you to death. Tang Yun said as she tried to bite Lin Yi. After venting her anger, Tang Yun wasn't so shy anymore. Who are we going to meet? And you want to bring me? Feng, Xiao Xiao's father, Lin Yi said. Ah. Tang Yun heard Lin Yi's words, and the smile on her face froze. Feng Xiao Xiao's father? He. Why is he looking for us? Tang Yun couldn't be blamed for being nervous. As far as she was concerned, Feng Xiao Xiao's father was someone who had nothing to do with her and Lin Yi. And now that Xiao Xiao's father suddenly wanted to see her and Lin Yi, it was hard to say what Tang Yun was thinking. Tang Yun couldn't help but imagine a scene of Xiao Xiao's father forcing her to give up on Lin Yi. How much money did he have to give her before she left Lin Yi? This scene often appeared in some urban romance TV series. Thinking about Feng Xiao Xiao's family background, she always drove a sports car to school. It had to be something special. Compared to her, Tang Yun was so weak. I don't know, he said, it's about Xiao Xiao. Lin Yi shook his head. He didn't know why Tianlong was looking for him. Oh. Tang Yun didn't feel comfortable hearing Lin Yi call Xiao Xiao Xiao. So intimate, was there really nothing between him and Xiao Xiao? Tang Yun wasn't sure. What's wrong? You don't look too happy? Lin Yi could see that Tang Yun's face wasn't looking too good. No, it's nothing. Tang Yun shook her head. She was worried, but it wasn't her place to ask. If you don't want to go, then don't go. I'll talk to Uncle Feng. Lin Yi didn't know why Tang Yin was suddenly unhappy, but it was obvious that she didn't want to see Tianlong. No need, I want to go. Tang Yin shook her head. She was a little nervous, but how could she not go? What if Xiao Xiao's father promised Lin Yi some benefits and asked him to leave her? So she had to go and see what Xiao Xiao's father wanted. Xiao Xiao didn't believe that Lin Yi would give her up for some benefits. But the moment Lin Yi gave her the ring when he left, Tang Yin knew that she was destined to be his woman. He had set his mind on her. She knew that some things wouldn't happen, but her weak nature as a girl made her want to find out. Chapter 984. Encounter on the road. You won't abandon me, right? Tang Yin asked hesitantly. I'm afraid that you won't want me. Lin Yi was telling the truth. Lin Yi felt uneasy about his drifting life. Actually, I meant what I said just now. Tang Yin hesitated and said firmly, I'm the type of girl who will die for one man. Even if you don't want me, I won't let anyone else touch me. Tang Yin was referring to the time when she wanted to get a hotel room with Lin Yi. She believed that Lin Yi would understand. Lin Yi nodded and held Tang Yin's hand. He understood Tang Yin's intention. He knew it from the start. Tang Yin felt relieved when Lin Yi held her hand. She smiled and walked with Lin Yi to the school gate. In the past, holding hands with a boy was too much for Tang Yin, but now she felt very happy. Lin Yi was still driving Yushu's Beetle today. Meng Yao's Audi S5 was too eye-catching. If Lin Yi drove it to the hospital every day to pick Tang Yin up, it would attract a lot of attention. But the Beetle was a lot more low-key. It was a small car, and it was suitable for Lin Yi to drive through the traffic jam. At this time, there weren't many cars on the road. The road was smooth, but there were more traffic lights. Most of the time spent on the road was spent on waiting for the signal. Hey, bro, do you want to play something exciting? Lin Yi parked the car in front of a traffic station with a long signal. As he was waiting, a man in his 20s with dyed blonde hair walked over. Because it was hot, Lin Yi had the window open. It was easy for him to talk to Lin Yi. Lin Yi looked at him and didn't say anything. He waited for him to continue. Underground boxing. Have you played it before? It's very exciting. It's all Mortal Kombat, and you can even bet money on the outcome. Are you interested? The blonde-haired man talked nonstop to Lin Yi. I'm not interested. Lin Yi shook his head after listening to the yellow-haired man. Underground fighting ring? That was a place that only bored rich people or gangsters went to. Lin Yi was now personally fighting people every few days. Why would he be interested in an underground boxing ring? Oh, this is our name card. If you are interested, you can call the number on it. The yellow-haired man saw that Lin Yi wasn't interested, so he handed Lin Yi a business card and turned to find his next target. Lin Yi glanced at the contents of the business card. It was nothing more than some exciting promotional slogans. The rest was only a phone number and no detailed address. Lin Yi wanted to throw it away after reading it, but Tang Yin stopped him. What is it? Let me see. What's an underground boxing ring? Lin Yi gave the business card to Tang Yin and said, It's a private boxing ring. There are no rules. The only rule is to beat the opponent until they can't get up. So casualties are common. Lin Yi had participated in an underground boxing ring before. It was also a mission, but it wasn't challenging. There weren't many masters in this kind of underground boxing ring. For masters like Lin Yi, they were all instantly killed. Ah, isn't that illegal? Tang Yin said in surprise. Hee, it's illegal. Lin Yi nodded. Oh, then how do they make money? Tang Yin didn't know much about these things. If it's the tickets, it's quite a bit of income, and the organizer can also act as the banker, letting the audience bet on who'll win, how many matches, etc. It's a very profitable business. Lin Yi explained. Oh, Then wouldn't it be easy for people to find out if they randomly give out these cards on the street? Tang Yun wasn't interested in violent things. She threw the business card into the storage compartment of the car. These people are professional advertisers. They are a different group from the organizers of the underground boxing ring. Lin Yi said as he pointed at the blonde man who gave him the name card. These people advertise every day. They're very observant. Look, they're targeting young people with better private cars. Most of them are from rich families, and they're the target audience of the underground fighting arena. Lin Yi said as he pointed at the blonde man who gave him the name card. Lin Yi had some understanding of this industry. These people didn't just give out illegal business cards. They also gave out things like loan sharks, revenge companies, dating girls, and so on. If a person wasn't smart enough, they'd be caught a long time ago. But then again, even if they were arrested, the police wouldn't be able to get any key information from them, because these people were all hired. They were only responsible for taking the money to distribute the advertisement. They had no other connection with the people behind the scenes. Oh, that's scary. Tang Yun nodded and suddenly asked, "How do you know so much? Have you seen an underground boxing ring before?" "No, I fought before." Lin Yi shrugged. "You fought before?" Tang Yun was shocked. She wanted to ask why Lin Yi did such a dangerous thing. But thinking of Lin Yi's strength, it didn't seem to be a problem. However, Lin Yi's past seemed to be very complicated. Sometimes, Tang Yun really wanted to know more about Lin Yi's past. But if Lin Yi didn't want to talk about it, she couldn't ask. She felt that Lin Yi was a person with a story. But no matter what Lin Yi was like in the past, good or bad, Tang Yun had chosen Lin Yi. She would accept everything from Lin Yi. Haha, it's all in the past. When I'm free, I'll tell you about my past. Lin Yi didn't want to hide his past from Tang Yun, but it was too dangerous. He was afraid that Tang Yun couldn't accept it, so he wanted to slowly tell her. "Oh, okay." Tang Yun nodded happily. Lin Yi drove Tang Yun to the parking lot of Pengjian Business Hotel. They took the elevator up to the 12th floor and arrived at room 1209. Lin Yi was about to knock on the door. Tang Yun's heart tightened. She held onto Lin Yi's hand. She was sweating. It was impossible to say that she wasn't nervous, although she believed that the love between her and Lin Yi would blossom. "Don't worry, I'm here." Lin Yi squeezed Tang Yun's hand. Tang Yun nodded and smiled. Her heart was filled with courage again. Lin Yi knocked on the door. Not long after, Feng Tianlong's voice came from the room. "Who is it?" "It's me, Lin Yi," Lin Yi said. Chapter 985. Parents. "Uncle Feng, you're too polite." Lin Yi didn't let go of Tang Yun's hand as he pulled her into the room. Lin Yi's actions were undoubtedly to show Tang Yun his feelings, telling her not to worry and not to worry. Tang Yun was obviously happy as well as she leaned on Lin Yi. Feng Tianlong smiled and brought Lin Yi and Tang Yun into the room. He lived in a suite with its own living room. Feng Tianlong let Lin Yi sit on the sofa and gave Lin Yi and Tang Yun a bottle of beverage from the cabinet. "I didn't make any tea. Please forgive me." "It's okay. We don't really like drinking tea anyway." Lin Yi smiled as he took the beverage from Feng Tianlong. It was a popular type of pomelo tea, but Lin Yi wasn't interested in the beverage, so he gave it to Tang Yun. Feng Tianlong also took a bottle of mineral water and sat on the sofa opposite Lin Yi and Tang Yun. Lin Yi, Tang Yun, "Thank you for coming to see me. I'm very grateful." "Uncle Feng, you and I are old friends. Don't be so polite. Why are you looking for me?" Lin Yi waved his hand. He knew that Feng Tianlong's words were for Tang Yun to hear, but Lin Yi didn't plan to hide it from Tang Yun. Even if he couldn't talk about the dangerous things in the past, he didn't need to hide the fact that he was old friends with Feng Tianlong. Feng Tianlong paused and nodded. "Okay, then I'll go straight to the topic. I'm looking for you because I want to talk about Xiao Xiao. Uncle Feng, since you know that I have a girlfriend, then there's nothing between me and Xiao Xiao. You know that. Lin Yi repeated the question in front of Tang Yin. I know. Feng Tianlong waved his hand. It's Xiao Xiao's unrequited love. I can see that. She didn't tell me that she had any special relationship with you. Tang Yin felt relieved after hearing Feng Tianlong's words. The situation she expected didn't happen, and Feng Tianlong didn't throw out a large sum of money to make her leave Linny. This made her feel much better. Oh, then why did Uncle Feng ask me to come? Lin Yi looked at Feng Tianlong in confusion. It's like this. Do you know about Xiao Xiao's illness? Feng Tianlong sighed and went straight to the point. Xiao Xiao's illness? Is she sick? Lin Yi was taken aback and asked in confusion. I just had a meal with her. Is she sick? Oh, you don't know? Didn't Xiao Xiao tell you? Feng Tianlong paused and smiled bitterly. That's right, with Xiao Xiao's personality, even if she likes you, she wouldn't use such methods to gain your sympathy. Lin Yi was even more confused after hearing Feng Tianlong's words. Uncle Feng, are you saying that Xiao Xiao is sick? She's not sick. It's a hereditary disease that she's had since she was young. But didn't you notice? Feng Tianlong was also confused. As far as I know, you are a miracle doctor, right? Elder Lu, you were the one who cured Jinhu's illness, weren't you? Lin Yi frowned, but then understood. With Feng Tianlong's intelligence, it wasn't hard for him to know this. So he nodded and said, That's right, I cured him. Seeing Lin Yi frown, Feng Tianlong said, The news that you cured Lu Jinhu's illness is no longer a secret. It's already spread in the upper class of Yanjing. It should be House Lu who spread the news. I just got the news. Tianlong was right. He told his underlings to pay attention to any news related to Lin Yi. And so when the news of Jinhu being cured by Lin Yi spread, Tianlong's underlings reported it to him immediately. Feng Tianlong had wanted to wait a few days before looking for Lin Yi. But after hearing this news, he couldn't hold back the anxiety in his heart. If Lin Yi could cure Lu Jinhu's illness, then could he cure Xiao Xiao's hereditary disease too? And so, when Xiao Xiao called him and told him that she told Lin Yi, Feng Tianlong couldn't wait to call Lin Yi. But the reason why he called Tang Yin over was because he had a backup plan. If Lin Yi could cure Xiao Xiao's illness, then that would be great. But what if Lin Yi couldn't? They spread the news themselves. Lin Yi sighed, understanding House Lu's intentions. House Lu was supposed to keep this a secret, but to spread the news at a time like this, their intentions were clear. They were making their stance clear to House Yu and Xiao family. House Yu and Xiao family were enemies with Lin Yi, but House Lu was indebted to Lin Yi. So naturally, they wouldn't help House Yu and Xiao family. They would even stand on Lin Yi's side if necessary. Lin Yi understood House Lu's intentions, and he didn't blame them. Instead, he thought that House Lu was quite interesting. At a time like this, they dared to make such a big bet? Weren't they afraid that House Yu and Xiao family would destroy him and then destroy House Lu? But no matter what, Lin Yi's impression of House Lu was a little better, at least diluting the unhappiness brought by Wu Huiru. Let's talk about Xiao Xiao first, Tianlong said. We have to start from Xiao Xiao's mother's side of the family. Xiao Xiao's mother's side of the family has a hereditary disease, and this disease is only passed on to males and not females. The boys are fine, but the girls don't live past 20. What? Hereditary disease? Lin Yi paused, then Xiao Xiao. Yes, Xiao Xiao has this disease as well, and as she grows older, her body gets weaker and weaker until she dies. Tianlong's eyes flashed with sadness, a helpless sadness. Facing his daughter who was slowly approaching the end of her life, Tianlong couldn't do anything. He couldn't save his daughter, and he couldn't change anything. Back then, when his wife left him, he was very sad. He hoped that with the advancement of technology and medical technology, he could find a way to cure his daughter's disease. But 19 years had passed, and his daughter was about to leave him, but there was no cure. After all, his daughter's disease was too rare, and many institutions couldn't do research on it. What death? Xiao Xiao is 19 now, then she. Lin Yi's eyes widened in shock. He didn't think that Xiao Xiao would have such a strange disease, and that she was about to die. Of course, Lin Yi didn't think that Tianlong was joking. With Tianlong's identity and personality, there was no reason for him to joke around with Lin Yi. Chapter 986. Was she going to die? Was this real? Tang Yin suddenly felt like it was unreal. A classmate of hers. The two of them were arguing a few days ago, and now her father was telling her that she was going to die. Tang Yin was a little angry at Xiao Xiao for lying to her, and hated her for coming between her and Lin Yi. But she never would have thought that Xiao Xiao was someone who was going to die. This news was too much of a shock to Tang Yin. Xiao Xiao, she's going to die? Tang Yin's voice was shaking. She was angry at Xiao Xiao, but she didn't want her to die. It was like when she first heard about Meng Yao's accident. Meng Yao was her rival in love. But Tang Yin still asked Lin Yi to save her. Yes, this time I went to Yanjing. I actually brought her to the hospital for a checkup, and the results weren't good. Her life force was disappearing bit by bit. Tianlong sighed. And in Yanjing her illness acted up. The symptoms were the same as her mother's. But you saved her. Lin Yi, you can save Xiao Xiao, right? Last time at the hotel, Xiao Xiao suddenly fainted. Was it her illness? Lin Yi remembered that time when Xiao Xiao fainted strangely, and when she fainted, she almost sucked all her energy dry. But Lin Yi didn't find any illness on Xiao Xiao's body. As far as Lin Yi was concerned, Xiao Xiao was a very normal person. She wasn't sick at all, and although he thought it was strange, he didn't pay much attention to it. But now that Tianlong said it, Lin Yi felt that it was strange. How could a normal person absorb all the energy in his body without getting injured? This didn't make sense. And Lin Yi suddenly remembered the question Xiao Xiao asked him today. Xiao Xiao had asked Lin Yi to see how long she could live, and Lin Yi had thought that she was joking. He didn't take it seriously and just brushed it off. But now it seemed that Xiao Xiao really was asking how long she could live. Yes, Xiao Xiao can't eat too much cold food, such as seafood. Feng Tianlong said she ate too much seafood last time and got sick. But if nothing goes wrong, she won't be able to wake up that time. But you made her wake up again. I have to say this is a miracle. Lin Yi was shocked by Tianlong's words. He didn't think that Xiao Xiao would almost die last time at the hotel. If he hadn't gone back to the hotel with Xiao Xiao and left her alone in the hotel, the consequences would have been unthinkable. He might never see her again. Does she know that she can't eat cold food? Lin Yi asked with a bitter smile. She knows, but this kid, sometimes she doesn't care about the consequences when she's impulsive. Tianlong shook his head. She knows that she doesn't have long to live, so she's very casual and does whatever she wants. She's afraid of regrets when she dies. I can tell. Lin Yi shrugged, but Xiao Xiao's personality was quite cute now. But what she's doing isn't wrong either. She can live a carefree life in her short life. She won't have any regrets. Tang Yin, who was at the side, couldn't help but be moved. She'd never thought that Xiao Xiao would hide it so deeply, hiding the pain in her heart and acting happy every day. She looked so bright and cheerful, but she was actually the one in the most pain. Lin Yi, you can save Xiao Xiao, right? Tianlong looked at Lin Yi with hope. I can't. Lin Yi answered straightforwardly. I haven't even found out what's wrong with her. As far as I'm concerned, she's not sick at all. How am I supposed to cure her? Lin Yi wasn't trying to discourage Tianlong. He was just stating the facts. If he gave Tianlong hope, he'd be even more disappointed. Tianlong's face darkened. When he called Lin Yi over, he was filled with hope. After all, Lin Yi saved Lu Jinhu, and most importantly, Lin Yi was the one who saved Xiao Xiao's last relapse. But it wasn't cured. Her body's vitals were slightly better than the worst, but it was only a tiny bit. She'd soon go back to the bottom again. But even so, it gave Tianlong a lot of hope. As far as he was concerned, once Xiao Xiao fainted, it would be the end of her life. No medical treatment would be able to save her, but Lin Yi could save her. But Lin Yi's words were like a hammer to Tianlong's head. He couldn't accept it. Then how did you save Xiao Xiao last time? Why don't you check Xiao Xiao's condition again? I just transferred all the pure qi in my body to her. It's not much of a cure. Lin Yi said, besides, it's not a matter of being careful or not. You and I are both practitioners, and you should know that after my pure energy circulated around Xiao Xiao's body, I would be able to confirm her illness, but I didn't find any illness. Tianlong hesitated. Lin Yi, can you think of something? I don't have much money, but as long as you're willing to help, I'll give you anything you want, even if I have to sell everything I have. Uncle Feng, you're being too serious. Lin Yi's face turned serious. I believe you know what kind of person I am. I treated House Lu and took 100 million, but that's because I don't know them. But I treated Yang Huaijuan, and I didn't take a single cent. I tried my best, and your relationship with me is the same as Yang Huaijuan, and I don't think I need to say more. Tianlong's face changed. Naturally, he knew Yang Huaijuan, and they had worked together before. What Lin Yi said showed his standpoint. If he could save Xiao Xiao, he would do it without hesitation. But now that he said it like this, there was really no other way. Lin Yi, if Xiao Xiao falls unconscious again, will you still be able to transfer your qi to her? Tianlong knew that his request was a bit too much. Practitioners saw their qi as extremely precious. It was obtained through hard work, bit by bit. If he gave it to someone else for no reason, not only would his strength be affected, his life might even be in danger. So when Tianlong said this, he was very nervous. Chapter 987. Chapter 985. Feng Tianlong's request. So even without his relationship with Feng Tianlong, Lin Yi wouldn't be stingy with his desk mate, Xiao Xiao. Plus, he'd touched her breasts before, so Lin Yi felt a little apologetic. Thank you so much. Feng Tianlong didn't know what to say after hearing Lin Yi's words. Feng Tianlong knew the importance of pure qi, and he did think that Lin Yi would agree without hesitation. It's too early to say thank you. Lin Yi waved his hand. It seems that pure qi isn't very effective for Xiao Xiao's illness, and there's no possibility of curing her. Yeah. Feng Tianlong sighed and said bitterly, we can only try our best now. Other than that, what else can we do? Lin Yi, do you really have no other way? Could he save Feng Xiao Xiao? She's so pitiful. Tang Yin couldn't bear to see Lin Yi do what he could out of consideration for her feelings, or because he hated Xiao Xiao to begin with. Yeah, can we think of something else? That pill of life extension and toxin cleansing, is it useful for Xiao Xiao? Feng Tianlong looked at Tang Yin gratefully before asking anxiously. That pill doesn't have much use. Lin Yi shook his head. But I can give you one. It won't hurt even if you don't eat it. Tianlong paused. From what he saw, even if Lin Yi agreed to give him a pill of life extension and toxin cleansing, he wouldn't give it to him for free. After all, that pill was sold for over 400 million at the auction. No matter how good their relationship was, Lin Yi wouldn't just take it out so casually. After all, there was a cost involved. But Feng Tianlong didn't think that Lin Yi would be this generous, giving him one straight away. He was touched beyond words. How can I? One is a few hundred million. Feng Tianlong couldn't help but be moved. I can give you 10, Lin Yi said faintly. Sometimes a friendship is a lifetime, isn't it? You're right, I'm being unreasonable. Feng Tianlong nodded. Tell me more about her condition and where you've seen her, and I'll think of something. Lin, he said after a sigh. In truth, Lin Yi really didn't have any ideas. He'd never heard of Xiao Xiao's situation before, and if he really had to think of something, he'd have to get Tianlong to give him more information and ask his old man about it. Although he inherited a large portion of his old man's medical knowledge, his old man was still better than him in some areas. Xiao Xiao's illness actually starts from her mother. She died from this family hereditary disease, and when she died, she was only 20 years old. At that time, it was only because of a miracle doctor that she managed to survive until she was 20 years old. The other people in the family, on the other hand, only reached the end of their lives when they were 17 or 18. Feng Tianlong sighed. According to the hospital's analysis, there is an unknown substance in Xiao Xiao's blood, and no one knows what it is. Some say it's a blood defect. Some say it's poison. The miracle doctor who treated Xiao Xiao's mother back then said that she was poisoned by a poisonous insect. Lin Yi frowned. Feng Tianlong basically didn't say anything, because there wasn't any important information. It made Lin Yi feel like he didn't know where to start. He just asked casually, "That miracle doctor, who was he?" From Lin Yi's perspective, it wasn't easy for that miracle doctor to keep Xiao Xiao's mother alive until she was 20 years old. His name is Lin Dongfang, and he was a famous miracle doctor for a time. The older generation all know his name. Feng Tianlong said, "Lin Dongfang." Lin Yi's eyes went wide as he looked at Feng Tianlong. "Are you sure that miracle doctor's name is Lin Dongfang?" "Yes." "Why, Lin Yi, you've heard of this person too." Feng Tianlong paused when he saw Lin Yi's reaction, but he seemed to have thought of something. "Your surname is Lin too, you can't be, since he's seen it, and there's nothing I can do." Lin Yi smiled bitterly. "He's my old man, the person who taught me medicine." "Old man? He's your father?" Feng Tianlong's eyes went wide as he looked at Lin Yi in disbelief. He didn't think that after 19 years he would meet Lin Dongfang's heir, and they were both troubled by the same illness. "Not my father. According to age, I can call him Grandpa, but he said that we're not related by blood. He picked me up." Lin Yi didn't hide it this time. 1. Feng Tianlong was a trustworthy person, and 2. Tianlong knew Lin Dongfang. There was no need to hide anything from him. "Man," Feng Tianlong sighed. "It seems like there's really no other way," Lin Yi shrugged. There was nothing he could do. Xiao Xiao's illness was special, and there was no reference. Lin Yi didn't read anything about it in ancient books. Although Lin Yi sympathized with Xiao Xiao, there was nothing he could do. "Uncle Feng, my condolences. It's human nature to grow old and die." Lin Yi sighed. "But I'll try my best." "Thank you." Feng Tianlong nodded sadly. He could only accept this reality. Lin Yi had no other way. He gave up completely. He didn't think that Lin Yi could think of anything. After all, even Lin Yi's master Lin Dongfang couldn't do anything. What could Lin Yi do? Xiao Xiao is already 19. I'm afraid she'll die in a year and a half. Feng Tianlong said sadly. Lin Yi didn't know what to say. He had seen too many people die, and Feng Tianlong was the same. But when it came to his daughter, he would still feel sad. "Lin Yi." Feng Tianlong hesitated. "I have a request. Please say it, Uncle Feng." "Don't say anything. I'll do it if I can." Lin Yi said quickly. "I can tell that Xiao Xiao likes you." Feng Tianlong raised his head and looked at Lin Yi. "Probably." Lin Yi nodded and waited for Feng Tianlong to continue. Tang Yan's heart jumped. She raised her head as well. Chapter 988. Tang Yun's decision. Uncle Feng, you want me to be Xiao Xiao's boyfriend. Lin Yi naturally understood what Tianlong meant, but he shook his head. But this isn't a game. Forgive me, but I can't agree to it. After all, I have feelings for Xiao Xiao, but I already have a girlfriend. Linny, listen to me first. This is why I asked your girlfriend to come as well, Tianlong said. Although I know that this isn't fair to your girlfriend, as a father, I also want my daughter to be as happy as possible before she reaches the end of her life without any regrets. Of course, I'm not asking you to break up with your girlfriend. You just need to pretend and play along. Trick Xiao Xiao and let her die without regrets. This is a father's wish. I hope you can agree to it. With that, Tianlong stood up and was about to bow to Lin Yi. Lin Yi jumped in fright and quickly got up to stop Tianlong. He smiled bitterly. Uncle Feng, what are you doing? If there's anything, let's discuss it. Why do you have to do this? Uncle Feng, I promise you. Lin Yi hadn't agreed yet when Tang Yin spoke up first. Uncle Feng, I'll cooperate with Lin Yi and put on a good show. I'll let Xiao Xiao walk the last part of her journey without regrets. Tang Yin was really touched. Plus, Tianlong made it clear that he only wanted Lin Yi to pretend to be Xiao Xiao's boyfriend. From Tang Yin's point of view, so what if it was real? What was there to fight with someone who was about to die? Even if she had to give Lin Yi to Xiao Xiao for a year, Tang Yin could accept it. After all, she and Lin Yi had a long road ahead of them, and Xiao Xiao only had less than a year to live. This was the unfairness of fate. Tang Yin sympathized with her, and naturally, she agreed to Tianlong's request without hesitation. Tianlong thought that Tang Yin was the biggest obstacle, but he didn't think that the first one to agree would be Tang Yin. This touched Feng Tianlong and made him fall in love with Tang Yin, this kind girl. Not every girl had this kind of selfless spirit. Tang Yin, thank you. Feng Tianlong thanked Tang Yin seriously. Don't say that. Xiao Xiao is my classmate, and I want her to be happy. Tang Yin shook her head. Thank you. Linny, can you agree to my request? Tianlong knew that Lin Yi hadn't said anything yet. Although Tang Yin had agreed, Lin Yi was the one who was in charge. What else can I say? Lin Yi smiled bitterly. Does this count as an order to hit on a girl? Haha. Tianlong heard Lin Yi's words and laughed happily. You guys can have more contact with each other. I'm not afraid of my daughter being taken advantage of, and I don't need you to be responsible. It's best if you have a son or daughter, and I won't be lonely when I'm old. Wah! Lin Yi's eyes went wide, shocked by Tianlong's words. Tang Yin's face changed as well. Let Lin Yi and Xiao Xiao have a child. Although Tang Yin sympathized with Xiao Xiao and was willing to let Lin Yi pretend to be her boyfriend, asking Xiao Xiao to have a child with Lin, Tang Yin felt weird no matter how she looked at it. What would happen after the child was born? If Xiao Xiao really died, then Lin Yi would take care of a child and she would be a stepmother? Tang Yin couldn't accept it, at least not now. How old was she? And she was already a stepmother. How strange. Uncle Feng, I'm afraid I can't agree to your request. Lin Yi shook his head and smiled bitterly. Lin Yi, I know you're worried about the child's future, but I can promise you that I won't let you take responsibility, and I won't let you take care of the child. Tianlong said, I will take care of the child myself. If you don't want to, I won't tell the child who his father is. Uncle Feng, let's put this aside for now, okay? Let's not talk about whether or not Xiao Xiao will agree. Even I don't have that deep of a relationship with her, so it won't be too late to talk about it when it really comes to that. Lin, he waved his hand. Plus, if it really comes to that, I will recognize the child. I can't let the child be without a mother or a father. Okay. Tianlong sighed. Lin Yi's words sounded nice, but Tianlong knew that Lin Yi was just rejecting him in a roundabout way. Lin Yi and his daughter probably wouldn't get to that step for a while, and his daughter didn't have long to live. It would be too late in the future. Since Yun Yin has agreed, then I won't be unreasonable. I can only say that I'll do my best, but I won't abandon Yun Yin. If Xiao Xiao can accept Yun Yin, then there's no problem. But if she still rejects Yun Yin, then I won't let Yun Yin suffer. Lin Yi sympathized with Xiao Xiao and couldn't reject Tianlong, but at the same time, he didn't want Tang Yin to suffer for no reason. Lin Yi, I'm fine. Don't worry about me, it's just 1 year, I'll just endure it. Tang Yin quickly shook her head. She'd already made her decision. So how could she go back on it? Then we'll talk about it when the time comes. Lin Yi didn't continue this topic. Lin Yi, Tang Yin, I have one more request. Please don't tell Xiao Xiao the truth, and don't let her know that she has a terminal illness. She has a strong ego, and I'm afraid that she'll reject your good intentions if she knows the truth. Tianlong reminded. Don't worry, Uncle Feng, I know what to do. We won't say anything. Lin Yi nodded. Then I'm relieved. Tianlong said, then there's nothing else. Do you guys have time? I'll treat you guys to a meal to express my gratitude. Uncle Feng, there's no need for a meal. Lin Yi waved his hand. Tang Yun and I still need to go back to school. Uncle Feng, you don't have to be so polite. You're asking me to date your daughter, and you're treating me to a meal? I feel very awkward. Haha. Tianlong was amused by Lin Yi. All right, then in the future, when you come back with Xiao Xiao, we'll go for a meal. Lin Yi nodded and said goodbye to Tianlong, leaving Pingzhan Business Hotel with Tang Yin. In the car, Lin Yi turned to Tang Yin. Yun Yin, don't hurt yourself. Chapter 989. What do I mind? But you? Lin Yi thought that Tang Yin was going against her will, but it seemed like she was doing it willingly. I'm fine, really. If Xiao Xiao accepts me and lets me be by your side, then that's great. If she doesn't, then I'll just watch you guys from the side. Tang Yin said with a carefree smile. Lin Yi nodded and didn't say anything else. He really didn't think that things would come to this, and that Xiao Xiao had such a tragic background. It was impossible to tell from the surface, and if Tianlong hadn't told him the truth, Lin Yi would have thought that Xiao Xiao was just a healthy, naughty girl. The car stopped at the food street behind the school, and Lin Yi and Tang Yin went back to school together. Lin Yi and Tang Yin parted ways at the entrance of Class 9. Before they parted, Tang Yin winked at Lin Yi. I'm going back to class, you can start your plan to hit on girls. But don't make it real, I'm fine with it. But I'm worried that you'll be sad. Huh. Lin Yi smiled and walked back to his class. Aren't you going to the cafeteria to get something to eat? By the time Lin Yi got back, it was already the last class of the afternoon had ended. It was almost time for the self-study period, and the 12th grade self-study period lasted until 6 at night. Most students would go out to get something to eat at this time. I'll go alone, Tang Yin said. Why don't you go with Xiao Xiao? She'll get suspicious if the change is too sudden. Let's take it slow. Lin Yi shook his head. I'll ask her later. We'll go to the cafeteria together. Sure. Tang Yun nodded. Lin Yi was right. If Lin Yi did a 180-degree change in attitude, then Xiao Xiao would really get suspicious. Back in the classroom, Lin Yi saw Xiao Xiao sitting alone in her seat. His heart ached. Xiao Xiao didn't have any real friends, and all the other students in the classroom had gone out to buy food. Only Xiao Xiao was there. Lin Yi quickly walked to the seat and sat down. Xiao Xiao raised her head when she heard the noise. It was Lin Yi, and she couldn't help but be happy. You're back? What took you so long? Didn't you buy something to eat? The self-study session ends at 6:30, 2 hours. Aren't you hungry? Lin Yi didn't answer Xiao Xiao's question. Ah, Xiao Xiao paused, not expecting Lin Yi to show concern for her. She got a little excited. I haven't eaten yet. Do you want to eat? Shall we go to the cafeteria together? I'm going with Tang Yin later. Lin, he said faintly. He couldn't let Xiao Xiao see through him. What he said earlier was a lot better than usual, so Lin, he had to be careful. Oh, I'll go too. Xiao Xiao was annoyed. She thought that Lin, he was starting to care for her. But it seemed like he was just asking casually, she said, not willing to lose. Do whatever you want. Lin, he didn't reject her like he usually did. With that, he walked out of the classroom. Xiao Xiao quickly followed, walking beside Lin Yi. She didn't believe that Lin Yi would be able to resist her intense pursuit. He would definitely fall in love with her. At the door of Class 9, Lin Yi called out to Tang Yin. Tang Yin frowned when she saw Xiao Xiao beside Lin Yi. She was a little surprised. Lin, she's going to the cafeteria too? Lin Yi said. Tang Yin looked at Xiao Xiao. That was a greeting. She knew that she couldn't be too friendly. That didn't fit her personality. And so, the three of them walked to the cafeteria. Lin Yi held Tang Yin's hand, and Xiao Xiao was on the other side of Lin Yi. She wanted to hold Lin Yi's hand, but she was afraid that Lin Yi would just fling her hand away. That'd be so embarrassing. Xiao Xiao felt like she was a third wheel. Why were Lin Yi and Tang Yin so close? It seemed like it wouldn't be easy to separate Tang Yin and Lin Yi. Xiao Xiao knew that after Tang Yin exposed her plan last time, Tang Yin wouldn't have much of a reaction no matter what she did. Hoping for Lin Yi to fall in love with her and then dump Tang Yin was an even more impossible mission. At least, Xiao Xiao didn't think that she'd be able to accomplish it in her lifetime. Was it time for him to change his strategy? Looking at Lin Yi and Tang Yin, who were stuck together like glue, Xiao Xiao's little brain started spinning again. Maybe she wouldn't let Lin Yi dump Tang Yin, but let Lin Yi fall in love with her and Tang Yin at the same time. If she died, Lin Yi would be sad, right? But he still had Tang Yin. What if he didn't feel anything after she died? Wouldn't she die for nothing? Whatever. She was going to die sooner or later anyway. She couldn't take revenge on Lin Yi, so she'd just pretend that she was testing the feeling of love on Lin Yi. She didn't have to worry about hurting Lin Yi anyway. It's decided. Xiao Xiao comforted herself. At that thought, Xiao Xiao felt relieved. She didn't feel that much hostility towards Tang Yin anymore. The three came to the cafeteria, and Lin Yi went to buy food. He knew what Tang Yin usually ate, but he didn't know what Xiao Xiao liked to eat. Xiao Xiao, what do you want to eat? I'll eat whatever you guys eat. Are you going to treat me? Xiao Xiao was happy that Lin Yi was going to treat her. Xiao Xiao didn't know why she was so happy. Sometimes the person you didn't understand the most was yourself. Lin Yi nodded. I didn't have the beef noodles for lunch. I'll treat you again. Then I'll eat whatever you guys eat. Xiao Xiao wasn't a picky eater either. Okay. Lin Yi nodded and went to buy food. Before he left, he looked at Tang Yin, who gave him a reassuring look. Xiao Xiao, what do you want? After Lin Yi left, Tang Yin looked at Xiao Xiao coldly. I like Lin Yi. What can I? Do you mind? Xiao Xiao didn't expect Tang Yin to suddenly make things difficult for her, but she wasn't a weak person. She replied with confidence. Mind what? Tang Yin curled her lips. Someone's dumb enough to want to be Lin Yi's mistress. Why would I mind? I'm happy, but I'm afraid that Lin Yi won't like you. Chapter 990. A win-win situation? Didn't she say the same thing to Tang Yin before? She said that if Tang Yin performed well, she'd let her be a mistress. And now Tang Yin was throwing those words back at her. At that thought, Xiao Xiao wasn't annoyed at all. She was actually happy. Tang Yin, since you said that, then I'm sorry. I'm not like you. I don't get angry. I'll just go with the flow. I like being a mistress. It's so nice being a second wife. It's so tiring being the main wife. You're always jealous. Xiao Xiao giggled. Tang Yin, What if Lin Yi really likes me? Are you sure you'll take responsibility for what you said? I. Tang Yin was at a loss for words. She seemed to be hesitating. What? You don't dare to say anything now. Xiao Xiao teased. Of course I'll keep my words. If Lin Yi really likes you, then I won't have anything to say. Tang Yin said decisively, as if provoked by Xiao Xiao. If he accepts you, then I'll accept you. All right, it's a deal then. Xiao Xiao was pleased. Tang Yin didn't have as many ideas as she did, falling for it just like that. It's a deal then. Tang Yin humphed. Then from now on, don't give me any face, don't let me get close to Lin Yi, Xiao Xiao said. As long as he doesn't say anything, I'll be with you. Tang Yin nodded, blushing. All right, for fairness' sake, the three of us will eat together, go to school together, and leave together. Xiao Xiao continued to test Tang Yin's bottom line. She wanted to take advantage of Tang Yin's impulsiveness to get more benefits. Fair is fair. I'll let you know if I'm going on a date with him, all right? Tang Yin said angrily. It'll be useless even if I give you the chance. It's not that easy to be a mistress. Then just wait and see. Xiao Xiao almost jumped up and cheered 3 times. Tang Yin was still too immature, getting tricked by her just like that. Xiao Xiao didn't believe that Lin Yi wouldn't fall for her if she wasn't a threat to Tang Yin. Let's wait and see. Tang Yin sneered. Who's afraid of who? Lin Yi is back. I hope you will keep your promise. Tang Yin sis? Xiao Xiao called Tang Yin that because she wanted to solidify her identity as Tang Yin's mistress, so that Tang Yin couldn't go back on her word. Sure, little sister Xiao Xiao. Tang Yin purposely emphasized the words, little sister Xiao Xiao. Xiao Xiao was overjoyed. She was really lucky today. As long as Tang Yin didn't object, what did she have to worry about? Tang Yin, on the other hand, looked at Xiao Xiao's happy face, and her lips curled into a smile. Just who was the one who had the upper hand in this fight? Tang Yin wasn't an idiot at all. She'd cleverly used the conflict between her and Xiao Xiao to set up a trap for Xiao Xiao. She'd probably still think she was an idiot, right? But this was a win-win situation, wasn't it? When Lin Yi came back, Tang Yin gave Lin Yi a look of success which surprised Lin Yi. Tang Yin and Xiao Xiao had some sort of secret agreement already. This made Lin Yi look at Tang Yin in a different light. But he pretended like he didn't know anything and put 3 bowls of wonton noodles on the table, 1 for each person. Xiao Xiao's bowl, however, didn't have any seaweed or shrimp in it. HM? Why do I have less food than you guys? You're biased? Xiao Xiao realized that there was nothing in her soup. She thought that Lin Yi wouldn't be biased to this extent, would he? Seaweed and shrimp are seafood. I didn't put any in for you. Lin Yi said, You fainted after eating seafood in Yanjing. Are you allergic to seafood? Ah. Xiao Xiao looked at Lin Yi and Tang Yan's bowls and realized that hers was missing seaweed and shrimp. How did Lin Yi remember that? She almost forgot about it. Xiao Xiao felt a surge of warmth in her heart. It seemed that Lin Yi still cared about her, at least more than normal classmates. Yeah, but it's fine if it's just a little, Xiao Xiao said happily. Thank you for saving me when I fainted in the shower at the hotel last time. Xiao Xiao said that intentionally for Tang Yin to hear. She wanted to show how close she was with Lin Yi, but Tang Yin's face was very calm, as if it was something insignificant. She just said, oh, faintly, and didn't say anything else. In fact, Tang Yin already knew how Lin Yi felt about Lin Yi from the way he rejected Tianlong today. Lin Yi might have a good impression of Xiao Xiao, but Lin Yi wasn't at the level where he liked Xiao Xiao. Tianlong had asked Lin Yi to pursue Xiao Xiao today, and even Lin Yi was hesitant. How could he have anything to do with Xiao Xiao? So when Xiao Xiao said that they were going to shower, Tang Yin didn't think much of it. Xiao Xiao said it in a flirtatious way, but who knew what the real situation was? Plus, Tang Yin had made up her mind to make Lin Yi Xiao Xiao's fake boyfriend. Even if Xiao Xiao and Lin Yi did have something, Tang Yin would just close one eye. She would remind herself not to fight with someone who was about to die. It was meaningless. So what if she won? So what if she lost? Xiao Xiao's terminal illness had determined the outcome of this. She couldn't take Lin Yi away from her. Seeing that Tang Yin didn't care, Xiao Xiao felt like she was acting alone. She looked at Tang Yin and continued, Tang Yin sis, Lin Yi seems to be really nice to me. He even knows that I'm allergic to seafood. I'll remember that, too, Xiao Xiao lil sis. I won't order seafood when I go out to eat with you next time. Tang Yin's voice was calm, but the expression on her face was that of gritting her teeth. She couldn't take it anymore. Accepting Xiao Xiao and becoming friends with her was a process. No matter how generous Tang Yin was, she couldn't build a friendship with Xiao Xiao in one day. So Tang Yin had to act like she had no choice, As long as there was a gradual process, Xiao Xiao wouldn't be suspicious anymore. Seeing Tang Yin gritting her teeth made Xiao Xiao very happy. Humph. Tang Yin sis, you're regretting it, right? You got yourself a concubine just because you wanted to fight? Wahahaha, I'm such a genius. Xiao Xiao, you're amazing. So smart. Xiao Xiao clenched her fists, her heart filled with hope and fighting spirit. Chapter 991. Did you regret it? Lin Yi looked at Tang Yin, then at Xiao Xiao, a suspicious look on his face. What's wrong with you guys? Are you guys talking in code? Nope, haha. Tang Yin sis and I became good friends, Xiao Xiao said proudly. Right, Tang Yin sis? Yes. Tang Yin gritted her teeth. Lin Yi frowned, but didn't say anything. He lowered his head and started eating. Meng Yao and Yushu were sitting at a table not far from Lin Yi. Meng Yao looked away and said faintly, Let's eat Shu. Yao Yao, that's Xiao Xiao. Why is she sitting with Shield Bro? Yushu didn't understand. Isn't she a love rival with Tang Yin? Who knows? Meng Yao shook her head, confused as well. Ever since Lin Yi sacrificed himself to save her, her attitude had changed a lot. She knew that Tang Yin was irreplaceable in Lin Yi's heart, and she didn't want to go against Tang Yin anymore. That would only put her in a more passive position. Oh, Yao sis, do you think that Tang Yin is afraid? Did she find a mistress for Shield Bro to fight against us? Yushu guessed. Then why don't you go ask? Meng Yao frowned. Forget it. Yushu shook her head. Lin Yi, Tang Yin, and Xiao Xiao lowered their heads and ate their dumplings. Lin Yi and Tang Yin wanted to talk more with Xiao Xiao, but their relationship wasn't that good. They didn't have any common topics to talk about, so after a quick meal, they went back to class. When they walked out of the cafeteria, Xiao Xiao saw Lin Yi trying to hold Tang Yin's hand. She quickly grabbed Tang Yin's hand. Lin Yi, you go first. I want to talk to Tang Yin, sis. Lin Yi frowned. What do you want to say? Say it in front of me. Behind your back. Of course, I can't let you hear it, Xiao Xiao said. Don't believe her, Yunyin, Lin Yi said purposefully. If he didn't say anything and just let Xiao Xiao be with Tang Yin, that wasn't his style, and Xiao Xiao might get suspicious. Oh, Tang Yi nodded. And so, Lin Yi walked in front, with Xiao Xiao holding Tang Yin's hand at the back. Tang Yin sis, do you regret it? Xiao Xiao asked. Regret what? I didn't lose anything, Tang Yin said. Humph. Xiao Xiao thought to herself. Keep being stubborn, but when Lin Yi and I become a reality, you'll have no choice but to accept it. What are you snorting at? You're just a concubine. You still have to listen to me in the future, right? Tang Yin said. Fine, I'll listen to you. Xiao Xiao felt that Tang Yin was just trying to save face. The two had their own plans as they chatted and laughed as they returned to class. Lin Yi and Xiao Xiao entered the classroom as well. Xiao Xiao was very happy. She didn't expect Tang Yin to be this gullible, getting tricked with just a few words. "What did you say to Tang Yin?" Lin Yi asked Xiao Xiao after returning to his seat. In fact, Lin Yi was a bit curious as to what Tang Yin said to Xiao Xiao. Lin Yi knew that Tang Yin must have said something to make her happy, but Lin Yi and Tang Yin hadn't met up yet, so he didn't know the specifics. So, when they got back to class, Lin Yi just asked casually, "Tang Yin said that she's going to find you a concubine." Xiao Xiao didn't hide it. She felt that she had to tell Lin Yi what Tang Yin wanted. Otherwise, even if Tang Yin agreed, Lin Yi wouldn't agree. It was pointless. Wah. Lin Yi blinked. "A concubine? Are you serious?" "Of course." Xiao Xiao nodded. "It wouldn't be you, would it?" Lin Yi asked. "How'd you guess?" Xiao Xiao blinked. Lin Yi didn't pay attention to her, turning around and taking out his book. The head of House U, Danson, was an Earth class early phase and had entered the mysterious House U to train, focusing on the path of the heavens and stepping into Sky class. However, Danson was someone from the common world's House U, after all. Every once in a while he would call House U, but even if House U wanted to look for him, they wouldn't be able to find him. After all, when he was concentrating on his training, it could be 10 days or even a few months. He couldn't be disturbed. Today, Danson had just come out of seclusion, and he felt that he was about to break through from Earth class early phase to Earth class early phase peak. And so he quickly called Shueixing to tell him the good news, to cheer him and you bite up. Shueixing didn't know what to do these past 2 days. House U had dominated the common world for so many years, and everyone had to listen to them. Almost all the noble houses knew that Danson was an Earth class, and he had entered the hidden House U. All of a sudden, House U became the leader of the noble houses. All these years, House U had been doing the things of the noble houses, organizing noble house meetings and auctions. They were doing very well, unparalleled for a while. But all of this was broken by someone who came out of nowhere. Lin Yi, just where did you come from? Shueixing gritted his teeth as he looked at the information on Lin Yi. It was a record of everything Lin Yi had done since he came to Songshan. Every single thing he did was filled with absolute arrogance. Zhao Qibing of the Hidden House had his legs broken by Lin Yi twice, and his skyscraper destroyed twice. And the Hidden House, Zhao had been holding back all this time. There must be something wrong with this. Shueixing regretted not thinking about all this before, thinking that Lin Yi didn't have the strength, so he followed the Xiao family and Zhao Qibing to cause trouble for Lin Yi. And so his impulsive actions led to a disaster. Shueixing blamed himself and hated Lin Yi to the core. Now Yu Bide was dead and Yu Kuan was a cripple. How could he face his big brother Danson? Back then, when his big brother handed him the position of the head of the house, he entered the hidden House U alone, and his words were still fresh in his mind. He promised that House U would become more and more glorious and hold the position of the #1 noble house. But how long had it been? House U was in such a huge mess. What should he do now? House U left in such an aggressive manner and came back with 1 dead and 1 injured. Wouldn't they become the laughing stock of the other noble houses? Chapter 992. Chapter 990. House U's conversation. Lin Yi. If I don't kill you, House U won't have the face to be the head of the noble houses. We might as well be a dog's fart. Shueixing took a deep breath and said fiercely, but he knew that he had to hold it in. House U couldn't handle the storm anymore, and he had to hold it in before figuring out Lin Yi's background. In the study room, an urgent phone rang. This was House U's secret number. Usually, only people who had a close relationship with the family would know this number, other than House U's inner circle. Only the heads of the noble houses had access to this number. Hello, I'm Shueixing. Shuaishing's thoughts were interrupted by the ringtone as he picked up the phone. Shuaishing, I'm your big brother. Danson was very happy. Naturally, he had to share the news of his breakthrough with his second and third brothers first. Is Bide with you? Big brother. Shuaishing heard Danson's voice, all the anger and grievance in his heart surging out. He couldn't help but feel his heart ache when his brother asked about you, Bide. Bide. He's not here. Oh, hurry and call him. I have something good to tell you two brothers. This is an exciting moment for Houseu. Danson didn't notice that Shuaishing's emotions weren't right. After all, he couldn't see Shuaishing's expression through the phone. I can't call him. Shuaishing sighed, his voice sounding like he was about to cry. Big brother, Bide's dead. Dead. What do you mean? Danson paused, not understanding what Shuaishing was saying. What dead? Who's dead? You Bide, my third brother, he's dead. Shuaishing said sadly, Big brother, Bide's dead. What a horrible death. What did you say? You Bide's dead? How did he die? Danson's mind went blank. He never would have thought that you Bide would die. Wasn't this too strange? How long had it been since he left Houseu? Moreover, you Bide was a cultivator and he rarely got sick. How could he die? Someone beat him up, and then a dog beat him to death. Shuaishing said sternly, Third brother died a horrible death. Big brother, you have to help Bide. What did you say? Killed by a dog? Mercury, do you have a fever? It's not April Fool's today, is it? You Danson froze. Your third brother is an early phase mystic class master. Even if he's injured, how could he be killed by a dog? Plus, with Houseu's influence in the common world, who would dare to touch us? Big brother, why would I speak carelessly? Not only is third brother dead, but Yu Kuin is also crippled. Shuaishing cried, Brother, there's a master called Lin Yi in the common world. He's very mysterious, and he doesn't play by the rules at all. Lin Yi? Never heard of it. What's going on? Tell me the details. Danson finally believed Shuaishing's words. Even Yu Kuin was crippled. It seemed that this was no small matter. Danson's happiness from breaking through was all gone, replaced by helplessness. Big brother, it's like this. Shuaishing didn't dare hide anything, starting from when Houseu brought out the map and told him everything in detail. After all, it was him and Shuaishing's decision to bring out the map to attract people who knew about this. It wasn't Shuaishing's fault. On the other side of the phone, Danson fell into silence after hearing Shuaishing's words. He never would have thought that a normal merchant would have such a master by his side, but he'd never heard of this person before. According to Shuaishing, this person was terrifyingly strong. Such a heavy injury. Yet he recovered so quickly and even turned a dying dog into a practitioner dog. Danson couldn't help but sigh. It's not that I'm looking down on myself, but even the hidden Houseu doesn't have this kind of strength. Even if someone from Houseu is injured, they wouldn't be able to become a master in such a short amount of time, let alone turning a dog into a practitioner dog. According to what you said, if that dog killed third brother, he's at least a golden class. Yeah, big brother, this is also why I didn't dare say anything. As a mystic late phase, it's easy for me to kill that Linny kid, but I didn't dare to do it. Who knows what kind of power Lin he has behind him? I'm afraid that I'll bring disaster to Houseu if I'm not careful. Shuaishing said, Thank goodness you didn't act rashly, or the consequences would have been unimaginable. Danson sighed. Big brother, what should I do now? Are we just going to let this go? Can you ask the hidden Houseu to help us? Shuaishing couldn't help but feel hopeless after hearing what his big brother had said. You know that I've just come to Houseu, and my position here is very low. I can't even talk to the core members of the hidden Houseu. There are many early phase Earth-class masters here, and I'm just one of them. Danson sighed. The only thing you can do now is to find out more about Lin Yi's background. Even if you ask Houseu to help, you have to know about Lin Yi's background first. Otherwise, the hidden house, you wouldn't make a move so rashly. Then that's the only way. Shueishing was a little disappointed. He'd wanted his big brother to get revenge from the hidden Houseu, but it seemed like his big brother wasn't doing very well either. There was nothing he could do. Shueishing, don't be impulsive. Remember, revenge is a dish best served cold. Danson said, I'm not here for nothing. Earth-class masters can't come out easily, but if there's an important reason, you can apply to the Hidden House Council, as long as you find out about Lin Yi's background, and we can afford to mess with him. I'll apply to come out. All right, I'll send Lin Feng to Songshan right now to find out about Lin Yi's background. We can't just let this go. Shueishing was filled with fighting spirit after hearing his big brother's words. As long as his big brother came out, Lin Yi would die for sure, but the problem was, what kind of power did Lin Yi have behind him? Man, forget it. Life, death, sickness, and death, my condolences. Danson was more open-minded than Shueishing. Those who practice martial arts, if they don't pursue the path of the heavens, they'll leave it one day. I've gotten a lot more open-minded here. Chapter 993. Are you jealous? It's nothing. I just wanted to tell you that I'm about to break through to Earth class early phase peak. But it doesn't seem like it's good news anymore. Danson sighed. Has things been going too smoothly for our Houseu these past few years? Then I must congratulate you, big brother. Shueishing smiled bitterly, not feeling happy at all. This was supposed to be a good thing, but now he was drowning in sorrow. All right, I'm hanging up. Training time's almost up. Danson said, All right, big brother, call us often when you have time. Shueishing said. After hanging up, Shueishing called Yu Feng to his study. Now, Yu Feng was the only one in Houseu who could discuss matters. Yu Kuin was lying on his sickbed, depressed. There was no way he could recover his strength, and other than sighing every day, he would cry in front of his father's portrait. Shueishing blamed himself. Father, you were looking for me? Yu Feng pushed the door open and asked carefully, And your uncle called. Shueishing said as he looked at his son. Your uncle is about to break through to Earth class early phase peak. It's good news, but for the current Houseu, it's not that great of a news. Yeah, we'd be really happy if it were any other time. Yu Feng sighed. Father, then what does uncle say about third uncle? Your uncle hasn't gotten a firm foothold in the hidden Houseu yet, and he can't use their power. He can't just come out like that either. Shueishing said, but your uncle's suggestion is to find out more about Lin Yi first, and see what kind of background Lin Yi has. Then, father, you're saying that we should stick to our original plan and have me go to Songshan? Yu Feng asked quickly. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Shueishing nodded. This time, you're not going to Songshan under Houseu's name. Lin Yi hasn't seen you, and he won't suspect you. Change your name, and I'll transfer you to Lin Yi's school. You just need to investigate Lin Yi's background. I understand. Then Lin Yi and I can't have a direct confrontation, right? Yu Feng nodded and asked. That's not it. According to my investigation, Lin Yi treats different people differently. Shueishing opened the file in his hand and pushed it to Yu Feng. Take a look. Lin Yi's never killed any of his classmates. Yu Feng took the information from his father and carefully looked through it. Indeed, according to the information, Lin Yi had never been ruthless towards his classmates. Even if they provoked him, it was just a simple lesson. If that's the case, then I don't have to worry too much. Yu Feng said after looking at the information. Plus, if we were to really compare strength, I'm a mystic early phase peak, and I can beat him for sure. Xiao Feng, remember, you can't casually reveal your strength. Shueishing waved his hand and said solemnly, When you transfer, I'm preparing to give you the identity of a rich second-generation young master. You can compete with Lin Yi, but that's only within the school. It's a competition between classmates. Even if you want to fight, you have to do it in the dark. Don't fight him in the open, understand? I understand. Yu Feng nodded. As long as I don't fight him, it'll be fine. I won't let him know that I'm a practitioner, and I won't reveal that I'm from House Yu. I'll gather intel on Lin Yi from the side. That's right. Shueishing nodded. All right, go prepare yourself. I'll handle the enrollment procedures for you right now. Lin Yi turned his head because the homeroom teacher, Miss Liu, had already entered the classroom. The classroom quietened down. After all, 12th graders had high self-awareness, and the teacher's arrival meant that class was about to start. Those who stayed here for the night study were all students who loved to study. However, this time, teacher Liu didn't walk in alone. Beside her, there was a very handsome boy who had reached the point of being extremely handsome. There were 2 other boys behind him, but they weren't as eye-catching. One was short and chubby like a pickled cabbage jar, and the other was tall and skinny like a bamboo pole. He looked like the fat monk from Jin Yang's wuxia dramas. The handsome boy attracted a wave of girls as he entered the classroom. After all, 12th graders were in love, and most girls would instinctively admire handsome boys. This person's handsomeness was completely different from Lin Yi's. Lin Yi was more of the manly type, while this boy could only be described as exquisite. Everyone quiet down. I'll introduce our new classmates. Miss Liu brought the exquisite boy to the front of the class podium and said to everyone, These 3 are our new transfer students, Xie Yufeng, Li Penghu, and Wang Songming. He was a transfer student from Southern Blue. Next, student Xie will introduce himself to everyone. Everyone, please give him a round of applause. Boys like Xie Yufeng were very popular with the girls, and the first impression they had of him was definitely more pleasing to the eye than Lin Yi. And so, Xie Yufeng's appearance drew a huge round of applause. Xie Yufeng elegantly tidied his hair and made a shushing gesture before smiling and looking at the students below the podium. The Xie Yufeng in front of her had sexy lips, a tall nose, and under his eyebrows was a pair of long and narrow eyes covered with thick eyelashes. His eyes were like a bottomless pool of black water, and his clear eyes shone with a faint light like a star-stone. This kind of exquisite appearance was definitely a killer for young girls, a killer move. Hello, everyone. My name is Xie Yufeng, and I'm from Nanqing, a coastal city in the south. Because of my family's business, I transferred to Songshan's first school. I hope we can become good friends. Thank you, Xie Yufeng said elegantly to the students. I have many hobbies. I'm good at basketball, football, singing. This guy's so handsome. Xiao Xiao couldn't help but exclaim after seeing Xie Yufeng. Really? That's great. You can sit with him later. Lin Yi smiled. Chapter 994. New transfer student. Why would I be jealous of him? I'm more than happy that you like him and don't bother me any more. Lin Yi said nonchalantly. Who said I like him? Why would I like him? Xiao Xiao shook her head. He's handsome, but people like him are just a side character. In novels and dramas, they're all tragic characters. Oh! Lin Yi paused and looked at Xiao Xiao curiously. You've seen Slam Dunk, right? Isn't Rukawa Keed very handsome? But he's just a side character, Xiao Xiao said. Look, you're not as handsome as him, but you're like Sakuraji Hanamichi, huh? Lin Yi didn't expect Xiao Xiao's theory to be this interesting. He couldn't help but laugh. That's why I still like you, Xiao Xiao said. Lin Yi didn't say anything, only looking at Yufeng with interest. Xie Yufeng? What was the reason for him to transfer here at this time? Lin, you wouldn't believe that this Xie Yufeng didn't have any ulterior motives. Don't forget that Lin, he had a special cheat. He could sense the strength of a spiritual practitioner, even if the spiritual practitioner didn't use their arts to show their strength. Lin, he would still be able to sense their strength. What surprised Lin the most was that this Xie Yufeng had the strength of a mystic early phase peak spiritual practitioner. A person like this came here to study? Then wasn't this master a little too worthless? Any random person could be a master? But what shocked Lin was Yufeng's youth. He looked like he was only 19, and he already had the strength of a mystic early phase peak. His strength was about the same as Lin Yi's. One had to know that Lin Yi had just leveled up a few times recently, reaching the middle phase of mystic division. Xie Yufeng. Lin Yi memorized this name. It didn't matter why he was here, as long as he didn't mess with him. It'd be fine. If he messed with him, then don't blame him for being impolite. This Xie Yufeng was still introducing himself non-stop on the stage, but Xiao Xiao didn't seem to care about him at all. After one compliment, she didn't even look at him anymore. She turned back to Lin Yi. I think you're more handsome than him. Lin Yi, I will definitely make you my boyfriend. Then what about Tang Yin? Lin Yi asked back. She's the main wife, I'm the second wife, Xiao Xiao said. Isn't that fine? Nothing will be affected. Lin Yi was speechless. Why did this girl look a little like Yushu? They were both mischievous and mischievous. Lin Yi thought about it carefully. Apart from their different styles, the two of them had something in common. Meng Yao and Yushu, on the other hand, were talking about Xie Yufeng. Meng Yao raised her head when Miss Lu was introducing the new students. She looked at the 3 students on the podium without any emotion in her eyes, as if she was just trying to recognize them. Meng Yao's eyes were devoid of emotion. She looked at Yufeng, Penghu, and Song Ming in the same way, not lingering on anyone's face for too long. After looking at them, Meng Yao turned her attention back to her English book. Yao Yao sis, look, that Xie Yufeng is quite handsome. Yushu said, Oh, so you don't like your shield bro anymore? Meng Yao smiled. How is that possible? Yushu shook her head. Can being handsome make a living? Shield bro can roast shark meat for me, so I still like shield bro. Haha. Meng Yao chuckled. I thought you'd fallen in love with someone else. I'm just a small wife. If Yao Yao doesn't fall in love with someone else, how could I fall in love with someone else? Yushu said. Oh. Meng Yao replied meaninglessly. Lin Yi didn't know what she was trying to say. On the stage, Yufeng had finished his self-introduction, and the crowd applauded him again. He moved slightly to the side, letting Penghu and Songming come up. I'm Penghu, Master Xie's bodyguard. Penghu didn't hide his identity at all, shaking his fat body as he spoke. I'm Songming, Master Xie's strategist. Songming did a simple self-introduction, not hiding his identity at all. These two came with Yufeng, and their goal was simple. They wanted to be Yufeng's followers. They could run errands for him if he needed help. Wah dash, the crowd gasped. In this day and age, it wasn't rare for a rich young master to come to a private school, like Songshan's first school, but it was rare to see 2 lackeys with him. Moreover, these 2 followers didn't hide their identity, which made the female students in the class a little envious. This was what a rich young master should be like, having a bodyguard and strategist with him when he went out. So cool! Only those popular Hong Kong dramas would have scenes like this. Yao Yao, he has followers too, but they're a far cry from Shield Bro. They're just 2 idiots. Yushu said, giving Penghu and Songming a direct evaluation. Maybe someone likes to bring 2 idiots out. Meng Yao wasn't interested in whether or not Yufeng had lackeys. It had nothing to do with her. The homeroom teacher, Mr. Liu, frowned after hearing Penghu and Songming's introduction. He didn't know what this Yufeng's background was, but he heard that he was introduced by someone from the school, and his family was powerful, but he didn't know what he did. However, Teacher Lu felt that it was a bit too much to bring along 2 attendants, a bodyguard and a military counselor when they went to school. After all, the chairman's daughter, Mingyao, was also in the same class, and she didn't have any special treatment, bringing a bodyguard and strategist. In fact, the miss also had a bodyguard and strategist, but the bodyguard was Lin Yi and the strategist was Yu Shu. Under the podium, Pin Liang and Xiaofu were also analyzing Yu Feng's background. Liang bro, where did this Xie Yu Feng come from? Why did he bring 2 lackeys with him? Didn't he steal your limelight, Liang bro? Xiaofu said unhappily. Chapter 995. The singing competition. Who cares where he's from? It has nothing to do with us. Pin Liang said calmly. If he wants to be the boss, then let him be. As long as he doesn't mess with us, let him be. Oh? Liang bro, why are you so calm now? Xiaofu was surprised by Pin Liang's words. Fighting for the title of young thug or boss is something only a kid would do. Pin Liang said with a wave of his hand. We're mature now, we don't do that anymore. The Real Masters keep a low profile. Oh, I understand. Gao Xiaofu quickly nodded. We'll watch from the sidelines. If this Yu Feng can go up against Lin Yi, then that'll be great. If not, then it has nothing to do with us. Pin Liang said faintly. All right, the 3 of you can sit at the right back of the classroom for now. Teacher Lu pointed at the back of the classroom. There's an empty table there. Since you 3 know each other, you can sit together. If there's a suitable seat, I'll arrange it again. Teacher Lu wanted Yu Feng to sit at the front, but it seemed like they weren't here to study, so Teacher Lu treated them coldly. But Yu Feng and the other 2 weren't picky. It didn't matter where they sat. Teacher Lu told them to sit at the back of the classroom, and Yu Feng nodded politely. Yes, teacher. Seeing that Yu Feng didn't object and was even being polite, Teacher Lu's impression of Yu Feng changed a little. Maybe Yu Feng's family arranged for him to be a follower, and it had nothing to do with him. Lin Yi looked at Yu Feng and shook his head when he realized that he wasn't looking at him. Was he being too cautious? But just when Lin Yi looked away, Yu Feng's eyes shot towards Lin Yi. It was only for an instant, but he looked away and continued walking to his seat. How strong was Lin Yi's sixth sense? Lin Yi noticed Yu Feng's gaze. Yu Feng was looking at him. Why is he looking at me? Was it because she was looking at him? One had to know that the senses of mystics were very strong. As long as Lin Yi didn't try to hide it, then Yu Feng would be able to tell that Lin Yi was looking at him. It was normal for him to look back. All right, after introducing the new students, I have something to announce. Teacher Lu waited until Yu Feng, Peng Hu, and Songming sat down before continuing, in order to relieve everyone's stress, to add some fun to the boring 12th grade life, and to let everyone relax. The school has decided to hold a singing competition for the 12th grade. First, they would compete in the class, and the winners would advance to the year finals. Of course, this activity was not compulsory. Students who were interested in singing could sign up. They could sing solo or in a group. Those who did not know how to sing could also be in the audience. Of course, it doesn't matter if you're tone deaf. You can still rap and sing. Aren't rappers popular now? Teacher Lu's words caused the students in the class to burst into laughter. The 12th grade life was indeed boring, so the occasional small activity would make everyone excited. The singing competition was often held around the time of the first and second years of high school's art festival. At that time, it was not a big deal, but once they entered the third year of high school, the stressful study life made many students feel suffocated. The only group activities they had were also very precious. So, Teacher Lu's words got the support of most of the students. Everyone cheered. When you're tired from studying at night, you can practice singing. Although it's just entertainment, if you can get a place in your grade, it's still a very glorious thing. Teacher Lu said, I hope everyone can sign up. The top 10 of your grade will get a scholarship of 1,000 to 10,000 yuan. Wah! Everyone was even more excited when they heard that they could get a prize. There were indeed some rich students in Songshan's first school, but most of them got in based on their results. These students didn't come from good families, so 10,000 yuan was a lot. If he could get a 10,000 yuan stipend just by singing a song, it would still be worth it. As a result, some of the students who were just here to watch the show were eager to sign up. Yao Yao, are we participating in the singing competition? Yushu asked. Of course. Meng Yao nodded. Let's go practice later. Meng Yao's father was a board member of the school board, and as the miss of the school, it was only natural that she would support and participate in all the activities organized by the school. So, every time there was an art festival, sports event, and so on, Meng Yao would always sign up. Meng Yao didn't want people to criticize her. Her identity was very sensitive, so she had to set an example. It's not good to do it at home. Our house isn't as good as KTV. Let's go practice at KTV? Yushu was more of a playful person. KTV. Meng Yao hesitated, but Yushu was right. The karaoke system in the house had been renovated, and they rarely touched it. The songs on it hadn't been updated yet, and they didn't even know if they could still use it. Going to a KTV to practice was the easiest way, but Meng Yao heard that KTV was a place where people from the underworld often went. It wasn't safe for her and Shu to go together. Then let's bring Lin Yi with us. Send him a text and ask him if he's free tonight. Okay. Yushu was going to bring Lin Yi with her even if Meng Yao didn't mention it. Right, let's bring Tang Yin as well. Meng Yao felt that it wouldn't be good if they brought Lin Yi without Tang Yin, so she told Shu. Tang Yin. Okay. Yushu nodded unwillingly. She subconsciously saw Tang Yin as her rival in love, but Yao Yao seemed to have accepted Tang Yin all of a sudden. Yushu wasn't used to it. At that moment, Lin Yi was talking to Xiao Xiao about the singing competition. Lin Yi, are you participating in the singing competition? Xiao Xiao asked. I don't know how to sing. Lin Yi said, faintly. You don't know how to sing? I'll teach you. I know how to sing. We can do a group? Xiao Xiao suggested. Chapter 996. Chapter 994 verified it wasn't that Lin Yi wasn't interested, but he really didn't know how to sing. When it came to singing, Lin Yi had only heard his old man hum a couple of songs from the 70s and 80s. As for the current songs, Lin Yi had never heard of them before. He didn't even know who the superstar Su Shirhan was. And so, Lin Yi decided not to sign up for the singing competition at all. Maybe me and Tang Yin sis, the three of us can form a singing group? Xiao Xiao continued to tempt Lin Yi. Look, you have two beauties, big and small. Isn't that great? Oh, you can ask Tang Yin then. Lin Yi felt that he'd rejected enough, and it was time for him to compromise a little. Pretending to be someone else's boyfriend wasn't easy at all. He couldn't let Xiao Xiao know that he was a fake, and he had to accept her step by step. To be honest, this was harder than leveling up for Lin Yi. Luckily, it wasn't as if Lin Yi didn't like Xiao Xiao at all. At least in Yanjing, Lin Yi had a new understanding of this weird girl. Lin Yi didn't respond to Xiao Xiao's confession, mainly because he didn't know her true intentions. Lin Yi was afraid that she'd hurt Tang Yin, so he ignored her. But now that Tang Yin knew the truth and Lin Yi was under orders to hit on girls, he turned back to Xiao Xiao. Lin Yi felt that she was quite cute. At least she was a straightforward person, and dared to take responsibility for what she did. She might be a little messy sometimes, but thinking about her pitiful life, Lin Yi could understand. I'll text her right now. Xiao Xiao happily took out her phone to text Tang Yin after hearing Lin Yi agree. But before she could send the text, Lin Yi's phone came in first. Lin Yi opened his phone and saw that it was a message from Yushu. Shield bro, Yao Yao sis and I are going to KTV to practice singing tonight. Will you protect us? You can bring your family members along. Family members? Lin Yi couldn't help but smile at Yushu's message. It was rare that the Miss and Shu's attitude towards Tang Yun had changed. At least they weren't as hostile as before. This was a good thing. Little Shu asked politely, but Lin Yi had no reason to refuse, so he replied, "Okay." "Who's texting you?" Xiao Xiao thought it was Tang Yun who was texting Lin Yi, so she stopped typing. "Yushu," Lin Yi said. "She asked me to go to the KTV with them tonight to practice. Then I'll go too." Xiao Xiao said quickly. Lin Yi thought about it. Since the Miss allowed Lin Yi to bring people along, then it wouldn't matter if Xiao Xiao went alone. He nodded. "All right, can you text Tang Yin?" "Okay, I'll text her right now." Xiao Xiao said happily after seeing that Lin Yi agreed. The singing competition was organized by the entire 12th grade. So Miss Lu was notifying everyone in Lin Yi's class, and so was Tang Yun's class. Tang Yun got Xiao Xiao's text, saying that she was going to the KTV with Lin Yi tonight. She didn't even think about it before agreeing. After all, Tang Yun wanted to create more chances for Xiao Xiao to interact with Lin Yi. Who knew what her future would be like? Lin Yi, Tang Yun's sis, agreed. "She's coming with us," Xiao Xiao said excitedly. She didn't think that Tang Yun would accept her this easily. It seemed that as long as she worked hard, she wouldn't have to worry about Lin Yi not liking her anymore. "What did you say to Tang Yun? You weren't that close with her before?" Lin Yi asked. "Friendship between girls, you wouldn't understand." Xiao Xiao brushed it off. Lin Yi didn't ask anymore after hearing Xiao Xiao's words. Of course he knew that this was Tang Yun's way of showing her friendliness, but he could only pretend that he didn't know. If he wasn't curious at all, then there would be a problem. After school, Lin Yi was about to call the Miss to ask where they were going when he saw that the Miss and Yushu had already packed their bags and turned to Lin Yi. Lin Yi had been driving them to school for the past few days, so there was no need to hide their relationship anymore. Lin Yi put down the phone and walked over to them, with Xiao Xiao following closely behind him. "Where are we going tonight?" Lin Yi asked after walking over. "I don't know. Do you know any good karaoke places?" Meng Yao had never been to a place like this before. "Let's just look around then," Lin Yi said. "There was a karaoke place next to me when I went to play pool last time. Let's go there then." Meng Yao nodded and looked at Shu. "Oh, Shield Bro, did you bring your family?" Yushu remembered that Meng Yao told her to let Lin Yi take care of Tang Yin. I did. My family is here." Xiao Xiao raised her hand before Lin Yi could say anything. "You?" Yushu's eyes went wide as she looked at Xiao Xiao, confused. "I'm looking for Shield Bro's family. Who the hell are you?" "I'm his family. You're the onion. You're the garlic." Xiao Xiao was a little unhappy as she glared at Yushu. "You? What family are you?" Yushu blinked, not expecting Xiao Xiao to come out here for. Meng Yao, on the other hand, was troubled as well. Why was Xiao Xiao with Lin Yi, claiming to be Lin Yi's family? But with the Miss personality, as long as Tang Yin didn't push her too hard like last time at Fatty Lai's house, she wouldn't say anything. "I'm Lin Yi's small wife." Xiao Xiao looked at Yushu proudly. "Huh, you're Shield Bro's small wife?" "Impossible, I'm Shield Bro's small wife." Yushu glared at Xiao Xiao. Aren't you the best friend of Lin Yi's employer? Why are you pretending to be a small wife? Did you get Lin Yi's approval? Or did you get Lin Yi's big wife Tang Yin's sis's approval? Xiao Xiao mocked as she looked at Yushu. Yao Yao is Shield Bro's big wife. I'm his small wife. Do I need approval? Yushu didn't want to lose. Then who did you get approval from? I got approval from Tang Yun's sis's small wife. Xiao Xiao humphed. What about you? You didn't get approval, did you? Even if you did, you're still a fake small wife. I got approval from Shield Bro. You're the fake small wife. Yushu humphed as well. Ask Shield Bro if you don't believe me. Chapter 997. Clash of Rivals, Shield Bro. Is this dumb girl your little wife? Yushu looked at Lin Yi pitifully. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. He didn't think that Tang Yun and Xiao Xiao wouldn't get into a fight. But Yushu and Xiao Xiao got into a fight first. Yushu was weird and Xiao Xiao was weird. The two were at loggerheads, neither willing to give in to the other. They weren't even at the KTV yet, and they were already fighting in the classroom. But just when Lin Yi was in a difficult spot, someone came to his rescue. It was Xie Yufeng. Yufeng walked up to the podium, with Peng Hu and Songming by his side. Everyone quiet down. Young master, Xie, wants to say something to everyone. Li Penghu was the first to speak. The students in the class were all curious about this new transfer student. Hearing that he had something to say, the students who were packing their bags and preparing to leave school all looked up at him. Hello, everyone. I'm new to this class, and I don't have much I can help you with. I'm just in time for the school's singing competition, so I'm going to invite everyone to practice at the KTV tonight. I hope you can come. Yufeng said elegantly to the students, as if he wasn't inviting them to practice, but they were giving him face by doing so. One had to say, this Xie Yufeng really knew how to act. This made everyone instinctively have a good impression of him. With that, he looked around the class, not stopping on anyone. His main focus was on Lin Yi's movements. Seeing the three beauties around Lin Yi, he couldn't help but feel annoyed. There were three beauties in the class, and all of them seemed to have some sort of relationship with Lin Yi. This made Yufeng very unhappy. Wherever he went, he was the center of attention, and there were many beauties throwing themselves at him. But here, because of Lin Yi, something seemed to have changed. Xie Yufeng was House Yu's Yufeng. He came here just to add a surname in front of his name. Peng Hu and Songming, of course, were just random names. Their real identity was that of House Yu's servants. Yufeng's goal in coming to Songshan this time was to find out about Lin Yi's background. But he didn't want to come here for nothing. He wanted to have some fun. House Yu's teachings were stricter, and he didn't have many chances to hit on girls. He did have beauties throwing themselves at him in school, but he didn't want his father to find out, so he didn't dare go overboard. He only did some one-night stands. Now that he was in Songshan, the mountains were high and the emperor was far away. Yufeng really wanted to have some fun, especially when he realized that there were a lot of beauties in his class. Of course, Yufeng already had two targets in mind. One was Chu Pingzhan's daughter, Chu Mengyao. If he were to play with Chu Mengyao, he would be able to avenge Yu Kuan. The other target was naturally Lin Yi's girlfriend. Yufeng didn't know who Lin Yi's girlfriend was, but it didn't matter. Whichever girl was close to Lin Yi, Yufeng would get his hands on her. He couldn't fight Lin Yi head-on, but putting on a green hat to disgust him wasn't a bad start. Many people agreed with Yufeng's words. There were guys and girls, and it wasn't a bad idea to go out and have some fun without spending money. What disappointed Yufeng was that among the people who came to him for karaoke, there weren't any Lin Yi, Mengyao, Yushu, or Xiao Xiao. Through Songming's investigation, Yufeng already knew who Mengyao, Yushu, and Xiao Xiao were. Mengyao would actively participate in school activities, but she wasn't interested in the activities organized by her classmates. She wasn't familiar with Yufeng either, so she wouldn't go to karaoke with them. All right, Shu, stop arguing. Mengyao looked at Xiao Xiao meaningfully. She didn't know when she became Lin Yi's small wife again, but she kept saying that it was Tang Yan's approval. This made Mengyao feel weird. Would Tang Yan let Xiao Xiao become Lin Yi's small wife? Mengyao couldn't believe it. Xiao Xiao hadn't been going to school for a while, and Mengyao had even forgotten about her. She didn't think that Xiao Xiao would have anything to do with Tang Yan, so this was very strange. Looking at Lin Yi's non-committal expression, the miss felt uncomfortable. If it weren't for Lin Yi risking his life to save her, the miss would have flipped out on the spot. But she didn't do that. She only told Shu to stop arguing. Yao Yao, this Xiao Xiao is very suspicious. I suspect that she's up to no good. We can't bring her with us. Yushu looked at Xiao Xiao with hostility. This girl was trying to steal her small wife position. How could she let that happen? Forget it. Let's go find Tang Yin first. Meng Yao felt that there was no point in fighting Xiao Xiao with Yushu right now. She'd know what Xiao Xiao was trying to do once she saw Tang Yin. Oh, then I'll let you enjoy being the small wife for a while. Yushu said to Xiao Xiao, I think you're the one who's delusional. If you're the small wife, then who's the big wife? It's not Meng Yao, is it? As far as I know, she's Lin Yi's employer. You guys really are delusional. Xiao Xiao didn't back down. Yushu wanted to say something, but Meng Yao stopped her. Shu! Oh! Yushu glared at Xiao Xiao and grabbed Meng Yao's hand, walking out of the classroom with her. Lin Yi smiled bitterly and followed. He didn't know what to do with Xiao Xiao. He couldn't explain it to the miss and Shu in front of her, either. He could only tell them in detail when they got back to the villa. Who knew how many misunderstandings they'd have in the future? On Yufeng's side, he was happily chatting with the girls and boys, discussing which KTV to go to, but his eyes were on Lin Yi and the others leaving the classroom. Humph, I'll let you be happy for now. Yufeng smiled coldly in his heart as he retracted his gaze. He didn't stop his activities just because Lin Yi and Meng Yao didn't participate. Lin Yi might not be there, but Yufeng wasn't an idiot. He needed to build up his relationship with his classmates. This was the only way he could stand firm in the class and do whatever he wanted. Lin Yi, Meng Yao, Yushu, and Xiao Xiao left the classroom and came to Class 9. Chapter 998. It was a tie. Tang Yin, sis. Xiao Xiao quickly ran over and held Tang Yin's hand. Meng Yao frowned slightly as she looked at Xiao Xiao, then at Tang Yin, trying to figure out what was going on. Tang Yin, she said that she's Shield Bro's small wife, and that it's been verified by you? Meng Yao didn't want to ask, but Yushu didn't care. Tang Yin tensed up. She'd forgotten about Meng Yao and Yushu's feelings. Tang Yin wasn't stupid. A woman's intuition told her that Meng Yao and Yushu felt for Lin Yi. She was Lin Yi's girlfriend, and while Meng Yao and Yushu were helpless about it, they still accepted it as a fact. But with Xiao Xiao popping out of nowhere, there was no way they'd be happy. But in front of Xiao Xiao, Tang Yin couldn't explain it to Meng Yao and Yushu. She could only nod helplessly. Yes, she's Lin Yi's small wife. Meng Yao's face changed after hearing Tang Yin's confirmation. She felt wronged. What was the meaning of this? She'd already let go of her miss attitude and started befriending Tang Yin, and now she found a small wife for Lin Yi? Even if he was looking for a small wife, shouldn't it be Shu? What was up with this Xiao Xiao? Her heart hurt, but she felt that it was because of Shu. Yes, it was because of Shu. Shu, this is their family matter. Why do we have to be so nosy? Meng Yao turned around and held Shu's hand, looking at Lin Yi faintly. Let's meet at that KTV. Shu, let's go. Oh. Yushu looked at Lin Yi. Shield Bro, you disappoint me. This small wife sucks. With that, Yushu left with Meng Yao before Xiao Xiao could say anything. Xiao Xiao wanted to say something, but she could only keep it to herself. Watching Miss and Shu leave, Lin Yi smiled bitterly and sighed. He was afraid that they were really angry this time. However, what could Lin Yi say? Lin Yi glanced at Tang Yin and realized that she was also looking at him with a bitter smile. Lin Yi could only give her a comforting look. Meng Yao grabbed Yushu's hand and strode down the stairs. Ow, Yao Yao, you're hurting me. Yushu cried out in pain as Meng Yao squeezed her hand. I'm sorry, Shu. Meng Yao realized that she'd used too much force. It's okay, Yao Yao sis, I'm a little sad. I'm so disappointed with Shield Bro. Yushu's heart was hurting as well. She had always thought that Shield Bro liked her, and as long as Tang Yin nodded, he would accept her and Yao Yao, but now, maybe it's not Lin Yi's fault. Can't you see that bitter smile on his face? Meng Yao was looking more closely. Maybe it's that Xiao Xiao's problem. Oh, I got it. It must be Tang Yin. She thinks that Yao Yao and I are a threat to her, so she found a small wife to fight against us. Yushu suddenly had an idea. Yao Yao sis, look at that Xiao Xiao. Her personality is pretty similar to mine. She probably found her based on me. That way, Tang Yin would be tied with us 2-2, and our advantage would be gone. Wah! Meng Yao's eyes went wide. Wasn't Shu's theory a little too shocking? In order to fight against her, Tang Yin found a small wife similar to Yushu? Meng Yao found it unbelievable. After all, this didn't seem like Tang Yin's style. Yao Yao sis, did you notice? Tang Yin seems to be getting her breasts booty. I just saw that her breasts are getting bigger. Yushu continued her analysis, but her boobs are big. But that only makes up for one of her disadvantages. She can't play 3P with Shield Bro alone, so she had no choice but to find a small wife so that they can play 3P with Shield Bro as well. Yushu's words shocked Meng Yao to the core. Meng Yao thought that Yushu's theory was a little ridiculous, but who knew if Tang Yin was thinking the same thing? She admitted that Xiao Xiao was Lin Yi's small wife. Meng Yao was a little annoyed. Even if she is, it's Tang Yin's doing. It has nothing to do with Lin. Yeah. I knew that Shield Bro wouldn't abandon us. Yushu was happy again at the thought. She waved her fist. Yao Yao sis, look. You want to treat Tang Yin better. But how does she treat us? Getting a small wife to fight against us? Why don't we fight her till the end? What does it have to do with us if she finds a few wives for Lin Yi? Meng Yao said faintly. Forget it, Shu. Yushu looked at Meng Yao, wanting to say something, but didn't. The two went downstairs and got into Faubert's Bentley. Meng Yao told Faubert to go to Tiendi Entertainment on the business street. Lin Yi, Tang Yin, and Xiao Xiao left the school together. Xiao Xiao, you're driving your own Audi TT? Lin Yi wanted to get Xiao Xiao away from him and discuss a plan with Tang Yin. He wanted to call the miss and explain. He could tell that the miss and Shu were really angry. No, I'll go with you guys. Xiao Xiao shook her head. She didn't want to drive herself. Lin Yi nodded and didn't say anything. He was driving Yushu's Beetle and Xiao Xiao sat in the back, giving the front seat to Tang Yin. Lin Yi found it funny. This Xiao Xiao had the awareness of being a small wife. Although Lin Yi agreed to Tianlong's request, Lin Yi had prepared for the worst-case scenario. He wanted Xiao Xiao to completely fall out with Tang Yin, and Tang Yin would have to endure it silently. But now he didn't know what Tang Yin did. But Xiao Xiao accepted Tang Yin and willingly became a small wife. In the car, Tang Yin wanted to talk to Xiao Xiao about Meng Yao and Yushu, but she wasn't that close with Xiao Xiao. She didn't want to mess things up. In fact, from Tang Yin's perspective, she understood Meng Yao and Yushu very well. As far as they were concerned, even if Lin Yi were to find another girlfriend, it would be the two of them. Now that he found Xiao Xiao, how could they feel good about it? Hopefully, after Lin Yi explained things to them tonight, they would understand her and Xiao Xiao in front of Tiendi KTV. Lin Yi saw Faubert's Bentley. Chapter 999. Chapter 997. Led astray by Xu Mingyao and Yushu, who were in the Bentley, got out of the car as well when they saw Lin Yi. The miss had returned to her usual cold and arrogant self, treating Lin Yi and Tang Yin coldly, just like how she was at the beginning. Lin Yi, go get a room. Meng Yao spoke to Lin Yi as if he was just a follower. Okay. Lin Yi didn't say much, only nodding. However, when Lin Yi and the others were about to enter the KTV, a couple of taxis stopped in front of the KTV, and the people who got out of the taxis were all students from Class 5, including Xie Yufeng. Evidently, Xie Yufeng had chosen this KTV as well. He didn't mean to come to the same KTV with Lin Yi, but Tiandi KTV was one of the more luxurious places in Songshan, and it was recommended by his classmates. Truly, one could wear out iron shoes in fruitless search, only to find it by chance. A faint smile appeared on Xie Yufeng's face. He had already given up on interacting with Lin Yi tonight, but the two of them came to the same KTV at the same time. Students, you guys are from class 5 too, right? You guys look familiar. Xie Yufeng got out of the car and walked towards Lin Yi and the others. Lin Yi saw Xie Yufeng walking towards Meng Yao, but he stopped and stood a meter away from Meng Yao. This Xie Yufeng was a master at the peak of the early phase of mystic class. Lin Yi didn't know where he came from, so he had to be on guard. If he suddenly attacked Meng Yao, Lin Yi would be able to block him in time. At this distance, Lin Yi could stop him before he attacked, or even kill him. Yes, what's the matter? Meng Yao didn't want to get involved with them, but she couldn't just ignore them when they came over to greet her. Meng Yao always reminded herself that the daughter of the school board needed to be more mindful of her image. Hee, we're also here to practice singing. Why don't we do it together? It'll be livelier this way. Yufeng glanced at Tang Yin, Xiao Xiao, and Yushu from the corner of his eyes, especially when his gaze landed on Yushu's breasts. An evil light flashed in his eyes. If he could hold it in his hands, it would definitely feel great, right? Tang Yin and Xiao Xiao, both of them were stunning beauties. Thank you, but we don't like crowds. Meng Yao shook her head, rejecting Yufeng's suggestion. We won't hold you guys up any longer. We'll be leaving first. With that, Meng Yao grabbed Yushu's hand and walked towards the KTV entrance. Only then did Lin Yi turn around, not even looking at Yufeng as he escorted Meng Yao and the others into the KTV. Fuck! Yufeng cursed in a low voice. Who the hell are you, acting all high and mighty? I'll get you on top of me sooner or later. Make you scream. Yufeng turned around after he was done, returning to his warm smile as he faced the class. Haha, they're not giving you any face. Let's go have some fun. The class was thankful that Yufeng invited them to KTV, but out of fear of Lin Yi, no one dared to say anything bad about Lin Yi. He even dared to beat up Pin Liang and Zhou Ruoming. How could they say anything bad about him? Yufeng thought that everyone would respond to his scolding of Lin Yi and Meng Yao, but he didn't expect the silence. He was even more pissed, but he didn't show it on his face. He only whispered to Songming, "Go check their room number." Songming nodded and went to the service counter to ask for Lin Yi's room number. The staff didn't think much of it. He saw Tang Yan's uniform, and Songming's group was wearing the same uniform, so he thought that they were together. He naturally told Songming Lin Yi's room number. Xie Yufeng pretended like he didn't know anything and got a big room before going upstairs with the rest of the class. Lin Yi got a middle room, and it was quite spacious for 5 people. Lin Yi didn't know how to sing, so he just sat on the sofa after entering the room. Tang Yin, on the other hand, naturally sat next to Lin Yi. Xiao Xiao, on the other hand, was the first to sit on the other side of Lin Yi, and so Lin Yi was surrounded. Yushu saw this and wasn't happy. "Hey, you're taking my seat." Yushu glared at Xiao Xiao. "Your seat? Where's your seat?" Xiao Xiao curled her lips as she looked at Yushu mockingly. "I'm usually sitting next to Shield Bro," Yushu said. "You said it yourself. It's usually when I'm not here." Xiao Xiao said nonchalantly, "Now that I'm here, of course I'm sitting next to Lin Yi." "Shield Bro, look, she's bullying Shu." Yushu looked at Lin Yi wronged. "You don't like Shu anymore, do you?" "I'm not sitting, you guys sit." Lin Yi stood up helplessly. He really didn't know what to do. He couldn't explain, so he just endured it. "I'm not sitting either. You can have it." Xiao Xiao giggled as she stood up. "I'll sit, then I'll sit." Yushu happily sat in Xiao Xiao's seat. The next moment, Xiao Xiao felt like she'd been tricked. Lin Yi stood up, but he had to sit down eventually. Tang Yin didn't stand up, so wouldn't Lin Yi have to sit next to her later? Wouldn't that mean that Lin Yi would be sitting next to Yushu? With that thought, Xiao Xiao sat in Lin Yi's seat, sitting next to Tang Yin. Yushu was on the other side, but she didn't care. What song are you guys singing? I'll help you guys order. Lin Yi wasn't too interested in singing, but the song ordering system was simple. Lin Yi only needed one look to know how to do it. Meng Yao saw that Shu and Xiao Xiao were going head-to-head again, and she felt a little helpless. But she was curious. What was going on with this Xiao Xiao? Her instincts told her that Tang Yin wasn't the type of person Shu said she was. Did she really think that she was inferior to her and Shu, that she couldn't have a threesome with Lin Yi? So she got a mistress to make up the numbers. But if she really thought that way, wouldn't she have asked her and Shu to have a threesome? Why would she ask Xiao Xiao? Meng Yao, on the other hand, was startled by her own thought. What kind of nonsense was she thinking about? How could she have such impure thoughts? Yeah, she must have been led astray by Shu. Chapter 1000. Chapter 998. Attentive Xie Yufeng. Oh, I'll sing Su Shirhan song too, Yao Yao sis. Yushu said. Are there any love songs for men and women to sing together? Lin Yi, let's sing together. Xiao Xiao said. I don't know how to sing, you sing it yourself. Lin Yi quickly stopped her, or Yushu would explode again. As expected, Yushu was very happy at Lin Yi's words. Oh, Shield Bro doesn't want to sing with you, disappointed? What's wrong with that? He doesn't know how to sing, and he doesn't want to sing with me, and he doesn't want to sing with you. Xiao Xiao said. Why not? We sing it every day. What's it called? Right, it's called Happy Nights. Yushu said. Happy Nights? You sing in the middle of the night? Xiao Xiao blinked. Shield Bro, Yao Yao sis, and I play 3P every night. Yushu said proudly. 3P? Xiao Xiao didn't believe Yushu's words, but she didn't back down. 3P, huh? We're all sick of that. We've switched to role-playing and uniform seduction. Yours outdated. Role-playing uniform seduction. Yushu's head spun. We do that a lot too, Yao Yao and I dress up as Happy Goat, and Shield Bro dresses up as Big Big Wolf. Ha ha! Xiao Xiao started laughing. What kind of role-playing is that? That's child's play. I'm talking about me and Tang Yin sis dressing up as air stewardesses or office workers. Don't you see Tang Yin sis always wearing the school uniform? It's called uniform seduction. Oh. Yushu was embarrassed, but she defended herself. That's also role-playing. Haven't you heard of a song? The wolf falls in love with the sheep. Tang Yin looked at Meng Yao apologetically, shrugging helplessly. She couldn't explain it to Meng Yao, and this was the only way to express her innocence. Meng Yao paused at Tang Yin's expression. Could it be that Tang Yin didn't call Xiao Xiao here on purpose? Tang Yin smiled bitterly, and so did Lin Yi. Meng Yao, on the other hand, was a little suspicious. Just how did Xiao Xiao become Lin Yi's small wife? At this time, Su Shirhan's prelude started playing from the speakers. Meng Yao saw that it was her song, so she walked over and picked up the microphone. All right, Shu, stop arguing. I'm going to sing. Yushu nodded. Yushu shut her mouth and ignored Xiao Xiao. Xiao Xiao, on the other hand, didn't know what to say. She shut her mouth and listened to Meng Yao sing. At this moment, the atmosphere in the room calmed down a little. Lin Yi let out a breath of relief, and so did Tang Yin. Xiao Xiao was there, but Meng Yao didn't have stage fright at all. The miss was proud and confident, and she didn't sing in front of outsiders often, but it was undeniable that her voice was very good. She wasn't as good as those professionally trained singers, but the miss had a great voice. She didn't need to mimic anyone at all. Just using her own voice to sing was already very nice. All in all, Lin Yi felt that the miss voice was very nice. He didn't know if it was Su Shirhan's song or the miss performance, but this was the first time Lin Yi liked this song. He decided to download it when he got back. The miss hadn't finished yet, but halfway through, there was a knock on the door. The miss thought that it was a waiter who came to deliver snacks and fruits, so she didn't pay much attention. She only said to the door during the accompaniment, "Come in." When they first arrived, Lin Yi ordered some snacks casually. The cost of KTV was high, but it wasn't much to Lin Yi. However, the door opened, and the person who entered wasn't a waiter, but Xie Yufeng. Xie Yufeng pushed the door open and walked in, clapping his hands. "I heard this beautiful voice at the door. It's like the sound of nature. I want to record it and use it as my phone's ringtone." Meng Yao looked at Xie Yufeng faintly, as if the person he was praising wasn't her. She only nodded slightly. "What's the matter?" "I invited you guys earlier, but you didn't come, so I ordered some snacks for you guys. They'll be here soon." Xie Yufeng smiled. "We'll be in the same class from now on. I don't have any other intentions. I just want to get along with everyone." "It's okay, we've already ordered snacks." Meng Yao rejected Xie Yufeng faintly. She didn't know why, but when she saw the Xie Yufeng, she felt a sense of familiarity. It made her wary. In fact, when Lin Yi saw Xie Yufeng, he felt a sense of familiarity as well. But Lin Yi's attention was drawn to his strength, so he neglected this small detail. After all, a student at the peak of the early phase of the mystic division. This shocked Lin Yi. Xie Yufeng didn't say anything else, but turned around and sat beside Yushu. He was prepared to make his move on Yushu first. Looking at her breasts, he couldn't help but want to push her down on his crotch. Xie Yufeng was an extremely lustful person, but he hid it better in front of his father. However, with his strength at the peak of the early phase of the mystic division, even if he had 10 women in one night, he wouldn't feel any discomfort. After all, the stamina of a mystic division master was shockingly strong, so it wasn't a big deal to go overboard. "Haha, nice to meet you, beautiful lady Xie Yufeng." Xie Yufeng extended his hand to Yushu elegantly, looking at her with a melancholic smile. "Move your hand away. Don't block my view of Yao Yao's singing." Yushu waved her hand impatiently, telling him not to block her. Yushu's words made Xie Yufeng's face stiffen, a hint of annoyance flashing across his eyes, but he hid it well. "Haha, beautiful lady not giving me face? That's embarrassing." Xie Yufeng shrugged, mocking himself. "Stop talking. I'm listening to Yao Yao's singing." Yushu glared at Xie Yufeng, unhappy. "I think he's pretty handsome. Why don't you be his mistress? He seems to be interested in you." Xiao Xiao said gloatingly as she watched Yufeng, trying to please Yushu. "Why don't you go be his concubine?" Yushu stopped listening to the song and turned her head to rebuke. Chapter 1001. A mistake, haha, you must be joking, beauty. Why wouldn't I like you? I'm just afraid that you won't like me, so I didn't say anything. Yufeng didn't know about the conflict between Xiao Xiao and Yushu, and hearing her weird tone, he thought that she was jealous of him talking to Yushu. Yufeng, on the other hand, felt that Xiao Xiao must be interested in him. Since that was the case, he might as well hit on Xiao Xiao first. Her breasts weren't as big as Yushu's, but she was pretty. "Then you're right, I don't like you." Xiao Xiao nodded after hearing Yufeng's words. Wah! Yufeng froze at Xiao Xiao's words and his face darkened. What did this Xiao Xiao mean? She didn't like him, so what was she talking about? At the thought, Yufeng's heart was filled with a desire to conquer. He'd always been successful with girls, and in Yanjing, everyone knew that he was the young master of Haosu. There were countless girls throwing themselves at him, and even if some of them were pure and didn't take the initiative, he'd still be successful if he made the first move. And so, with Xiao Xiao and Yushu ignoring him, Yufeng felt that it was a challenge. As far as he was concerned, these two girls must have a close relationship with Lin Yi. But with his years of experience, Yushu and Xiao Xiao were still virgins. This made him want to get ahead of them. As far as he was concerned, Getting on Lin Yi's girlfriend before Lin Yi would be the same as making him a cuckold. Even if House you couldn't do anything to Lin Yi right now, making Lin Yi a cuckold would still feel good. And so, Yufeng smiled, not minding it all. "Haha, pretty girl, you're quite funny." As Yufeng said that, someone knocked on the door of the room. "Come in," Yufeng said nonchalantly, getting Yushu and Xiao Xiao's looks of disdain at him. But Yufeng didn't mind at all. In the dark room, he didn't notice Yushu and Xiao Xiao's expressions at all. He was waiting for the waiter to bring in the snacks and the things he wanted. So his whole attention was on the waiter who came in at the door. "Hello, guests in the private room. These are the fruits and snacks you ordered. Please enjoy." The waiter walked in and placed the fruit platter and snacks on the coffee table. Then he turned around and was about to leave the room. "Haha, it's my treat. Come, beauties, try the fruits in this plate." Yufeng waved his hand at Xiao Xiao and Yushu. Because Tang Yin was quite far away, and Yufeng's energy was limited, he decided to make his move on Yushu and Xiao Xiao first. As for Tang Yin and Meng Yao, they'd be his sooner or later. So there was no rush. "Your treat." Yushu heard Yufeng's words and looked at him with disdain. "This is Shield Bro's treat, and you're using someone else's food to treat us." "Wah." Yufeng paused. "Shield Bro? Who is it?" "This is the fruit platter I ordered. I ordered for you guys before I came. And, ugh." At that point, Yufeng realized that something wasn't right. Other than the fruit platter and snacks, he'd also asked for flowers. This was a great weapon for hitting on girls, but the waiter didn't bring it in with him. He was in a rush to show off and forgot about this. Now that he thought about it, he realized that something was wrong. Fortunately, there was another knock on the door from outside the private room. Yufeng let out a breath of relief, thinking that the heavens were on his side. He quickly stood up. "Come in." This time, the waiter brought in what Yufeng had ordered. It was a fruit platter, snacks, and 2 bouquets of flowers. Yufeng calmed down when he saw the flowers and quickly walked over to take them. He then turned to Xiao Xiao and Yushu. "My stuff's here now. Eat as much as you want, no need to be polite." But after taking the fruit platter and snacks, Yufeng realized that there was no more space on the coffee table. The snacks and fruit platters that Lin Yi had ordered were all taken up. After Yufeng came in, Lin Yi had been watching him coldly from afar. Lin Yi had always been suspicious of Yufeng. From his style and tone, he was a typical arrogant and narcissistic person. But he was a mystic early-phase peak at such a young age, and he did have the right to be arrogant. Yufeng's goal of approaching Yushu and Xiao Xiao was obvious as well. He was probably here to hit on girls. Of course, Lin Yi wouldn't stop him. He just watched from the side. He believed that as long as Yufeng didn't use force, he wouldn't be able to take advantage of them. Lin even felt a little sad for Yufeng. Of all the girls he could have gone after, why did he have to go after Yushu and Xiao Xiao? How dare he touch these 2 girls? Did he think his life was too long? Eat slowly, there's more here. I'll put it aside for now. You can bring it back when you're done." Yufeng couldn't just keep holding the fruit platter and snacks, so he put them on the cabinet not far away. He took the 2 bouquets of flowers and walked over to Yushu and Xiao Xiao. "2 beauties, this is for you." "Oh, thank you." Yushu didn't reject this time and took the flowers. Yufeng was overjoyed at the sight. It seemed that the flowers were useful. Girls all liked flowers. Xiao Xiao saw Yushu take the flowers and asked, "What? You're giving up on your Shield Bro and becoming Yufeng's small wife?" Small wife? Yufeng was overjoyed. It seemed like these girls weren't the conservative type. If they could be concubines, then they wouldn't mind having multiple wives and concubines. Wouldn't it be fine for him to do them at the same time? With that thought, Yufeng quickly said, "I'm actually a very fair person. I treat both the big wife and the small wife equally, and I really love the small wife. Look, hurry up and bring your first wife, Yao Yao, to him," Xiao Xiao said to Yushu. Why don't you bring your Tangian sis to be his small wife? Yushu asked back. You took his flowers, I didn't. Xiao Xiao said. You're tuning in to the Thunder Spear YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.